Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. As many of you may have seen, either from our previous video or the forum, the drop table on the vault keys has been buffed, and of course from the event itself, it's also present right now. So from today until Monday reset, there's going to be a higher chance of being able to find vault keys whenever you find a treasure gnome, as well as a higher chance of specifically finding treasure gnomes themselves as well. Other than that, there is a permanent change to vault keys, which is now going to be making it so that vault keys now have just better loot in general. It's approximately a 50%, they said. From what I can tell so far, that is questionable, but it does give you a lot higher chance, particularly of finding orbs on them. And there's also some bigger drops, like whenever you get keys, it's bigger amounts. The gem amounts, they've added some slightly bigger drop tables in there. And overall, yeah, it's a pretty nice change to them. I still feel like they could do a little bit more to it, like the commons and all that, but still really good to go and grind out. We'll mainly be doing that in Explore today, just so we could hopefully get a few keys. The previous event, we actually got 0 keys, which is why we only had 9 this time around. But yeah, hopefully in today and tomorrow, we'll be able to get at least a few more keys and see what other good loot we can end up getting. Definitely might be worth going out of our way to specifically try grinding them. We could, of course, just do it from standard PvP battles, but initially I think I will be starting with just grinding them in Explore, as Explore is quite a bit quicker. Also, if you haven't finished the event objective, even though it's relatively easy, all you have to do is like go to Forest of Thorns for like 1 hour, and you'll probably have it completed. With that being said, let's head over to Forest of Thorns for 1 hour and go get that done. And I'll be using the standard team that I pretty much always use. Really no need to switch it up, as nothing has really been added to the game that has become better than this, so we'll just stick with the classics. Sunbird, Rowan, Double Firebomb, normal difficulty. You can also do some kind of soul farming team with a Dragon Soul or a Valkyrie, but I just go the speed route instead, because the main thing we want is more treasure gnomes, and I don't really particularly need souls personally. Also, hello everyone! Hello Bunny Killer! Hello Danny! Hello Churros! Hello JZG! Hello Dragon Ball Z fan! Hello Alexia! Hello Mr. Jesse! Hello Max! Hello Tim! Hello Julio! Hello Blue! Hello Frag Hunter! And hello everyone else! If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to go over, just let me know. But a good majority of today and tomorrow is going to be spent, and probably a little bit of Sunday too, is going to be spent grinding out as many gnomes as we possibly can. Hopefully getting at least 3 vault keys, if not more. Hello, Pipito! Welcome! Oh, well, there's a gnome already. But yeah, as you can see, drop rate for gnomes quite a bit higher. Didn't really even get to play any this morning yet. But, yeah, they're definitely all over the place. We'll get some good loots from them. Come on, vault key off the very first one. Let's see it. Boom, vault key. All of the luck belongs to us! Now let's get something good off the vault key. That's his best drop, by the way. Well, that's a great way to start the stream. Let's go open our 10th vault key for today. Yeah, let's see. Do I even bother switching this team? I guess I'll... You know what? Let me go get a second team here and go switch it to the team I use for... let me rename this, since we're probably doing this almost the entirety of the stream. What's it called again? Or what should I call it? I guess vault key. Vault key quick. And let's go switch this into the other team, just so we don't have to keep switching it every time we get a vault key. Where's the thing? Where to go, where to go, where to go? Looking for that banner. And now we just need to put all the components into here. So we need a Sunbird. We need a Forest Guardian. We need an Ogren. And we need a Firebomb to get it all going. And there we go. Okay, and this is what we'll use for these. Keep it on normal difficulty. And let's see what we got from the vault key already. Come on, something good. Take the skull over. Get a... Do we go for Firebomb? Yeah, I think that's fine. And a smash. Okay, what do we get? Anything good? 250 gems, go. Aw, I couldn't call it twice in a row, but yeah. Well, at least we got the 20 gem drop. If I'm not mistaken, that's the most amount of gems you can get from a normal gnome. But unfortunately, this annoying common! Why? This is the same drop we got earlier, too. They need to do something about these commons. They're so horrible. That's worth like 5 souls. I mentioned that on the forum, too, but they never replied back to it. But yeah, this is basically worth 5 souls. It is 20 times worse than one of the worst drops on a normal gnome, getting a copy of him from a Cedric. So I really wish they would do something to address this, because that is so unfortunate whenever you get a common from him. Even when you get a legend, it's pretty unfortunate, but even more so when you get a common. Because worst comes to worst, you technically could disenchant that legend for 100 souls if nothing else. But this guy's just completely useless, unless we're going to be ascending it. But the amount of copies we need, like I mentioned, we need 191 copies. 190 to mythic it, and we need the extra one, so we still have one remaining after that. So, yeah, we're not going to be getting that far if we keep just getting single copies like this. And they're definitely not worth it compared to other drops. But anyways, that's unfortunate for the Cedric drop, but still, that was a very quick vault key and pretty decent drops off the gnomes in the thing. So, yeah, not too bad for our second battle. Oops, I didn't mean to use this battle. I meant to go switch to the other one. We technically can run this. I'm not a huge fan of running this for normal battles, though. It's actually quicker than what I normally use, but I just don't personally care for it that much. Okay, let me switch back to the normal one. And there we go. Yeah, if we can keep that luck up, that'd be great. I'm pretty sure that's way above the average expected luck, though. Vault key from the very first gnome on second battle. That's a little bit too lucky. Use the Gorble. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Why am I not using Gorble? Thanks for reminding me. I forgot. It's PvP and Explorer. I don't know why I thought it was only PvP. Yes, you do have a point. Let me actually go put a Gorble on my team. It is definitely worth using a Gorble. The amount of gold we'd end up accumulating from today would be probably like over 100,000 extra just from having a little Gorble on my team. Might take slightly longer, but overall it is definitely worth it. But yeah, let's just put the Gorble in there. Definitely worth it. If nothing else, we could even go replace our Forest Guardian with, Rowan with Forest Guardian if we wanted to. And go down that route. Yeah, every battle now we're getting 400 additional gold, so that brings it up to 916 in no time at all. And we could easily do that 3 per minute. That's like 1,200 gold every extra every minute. So what does that come out to extra gold per hour then? Probably a decent amount. Come on, calculator. 1,200 times 60. That comes out to approximately 72,000 more gold per hour from just having this single troop just sitting there. That's a decent amount of gold for doing literally nothing other than having him just sit right there. I'll go and throw a Sunbird. That assumes you can win 3 per minute with him on your team, which this late in the game is definitely possible. What do we get? What? Back-to-back Volkeys? Did they increase his drop rate to like 50%? I never get this lucky. You know, seriously, we went the entire last Gnome event last month. We did it, what was it, 10, 15 hours total? And we got 0 vault keys. Now we are back-to-back vault keys. I don't know if they actually increased the vault key drop rate anymore. I assume it was the same, but who knows? Maybe they shadow buffed it, or we're just getting really lucky, or I just got really unlucky last week. Who knows? But yeah, back-to-back vault keys, not too bad. 11 vault keys today. Let's see what we get from this. Let me switch back into the vault team. And yeah, let's go into this. Yeah, 2 vault keys. We're not even 10 minutes in. We already got 2 vault keys in like 5 minutes. That's definitely not normal. Oh no, don't you dare do something. What are you doing? Stop it. There we go. Throw a Sunbird. And down he goes. What do we have? Hey, we got a treasure map from it. And oh, we even got a pet. Thank you, someone from my guild. That wasn't from this. That was from someone in my guild. 20 gem keys. Wow, that's how many is that? That's math. 180 gems? Yeah, that's 180 gems if you count them as 9 gems each. That's either 180 to 200 gems worth. So the event key one is definitely a little bit better, but still. Speaking about event key one, that's the best drop off a normal gnome other than a vault key itself. So pretty nice. 20 gem keys, 3 event keys, a little bit of gold, a little bit of souls, and a random treasure map, but that was from the Cascade. Yeah, 20 gems was from the Cedric specifically. So which one would you rather have? 20 gem keys or 1 copy of a common? It is so weird how big the difference is between those. Also, we got this for free, of course, too. We'll easily have those. It's ridiculously easy to get. We're going to probably do it like 5 times over, if not even more. Hello, Vespine! Welcome. Oh yeah, I forgot. We just got the pet. I should probably go do that before I forget. So let's go head over to pets. Too bad we can't get them there. Do keep in mind, pets do not, treasure gnomes do not get located under the pets. What even is that English? The treasure gnomes, if any of you are grinding it and you're wondering where they are, they're in quest lines, explore, challenges, PvP, both ranked and casual, and arena, which is over here. And that is every location where they're located. They are not located under pets. They are not located under any kind of guild activity, like raids this week. Instead, you'll just find Val Ravens. And there's not an increased rate of Val Ravens, it's just a normal rate. And, where else aren't they? Basically just those two locations. There aren't in, basically any kind of guild-related activity, essentially. Or, as well as dungeons. Like, basically anywhere that's supposed to be kind of like this static kind of battle, like pets and stuff. They generally should not occur. Though I'm actually not 100% sure on pets, but they shouldn't. Normally these kind of static battles they don't have a chance of doing, because it would make it a lot easier if they did. And would somewhat defeat the purpose of some of the game modes. Because you could technically, if it was the case, you could technically just keep repeating the final battle until you got like a gnome there to make the battle easier to win. And generally on things like that, they remove the chance of getting them just so it would still retain the difficulty, essentially. Alright, we'll go get that down, get the kill, double dead, and there we go. Now to do that 7 more times by decreasing difficulties. Too bad this pet's pretty useless, but regardless of how useless the pet is, we still have to go for every single one. Because we'll need it for pet food. Nothing else, it also gives a little bit of gold. It's not that big of amount of gold. Actually, the rewards, not counting the pets itself, are pretty bad for pets. If you really just put everything into factor. But, still, the pets is where all the value comes from actually doing the pet battles. And until I get all of them to Mythic, I still want to be doing them pretty adamantly. Not until we max out all of them will I really start slowing down on pets. At that point, I might just even completely ignore them unless it's like one of the newer ones. Because the only thing that would really do is stack up pet food. I'd probably still go for it, just because we never know if pet food might have additional purpose in the future. But it probably wouldn't. Pretty sure they're only ever going to be used for pets, which would make sense. Where am I farming gnomes? Currently Forest of Thorns, just because it's Green Week. But other than that, I'll probably just put it into whatever kingdom. I should probably just be doing it originally. Actually, I should probably stop doing Forest of Thorns and just go to whatever kingdom I need the Traitstones from. That's generally the way you should do every gnome event, is figure out what kingdom, or what Traitstone, arcane Traitstone you need the most, and then just camp that for hours on end. If you ever need to grind out Traitstones for a legend or a mythic that you got, the best time to ever do it is during a treasure gnome event, since you'll be able to get all the loot from the treasure gnomes while simultaneously getting the vault keys and other resources that they drop. Sometimes you'll need to do it before it's actually a vault event, but if it is a vault event with all the treasure gnomes and everything, definitely a really good idea to go get whatever Traitstones you've been wanting to seek out. Because you'll get a lot more value out of it for your time. Of course, you would have to wait until the event comes over every single month, but that's only... the most you would ever have to wait is 1 month, so it's not that long to have to wait for the most part. But yeah, it's currently this weekend, so if you have the time, definitely great time to go do it. Wow, that overkill. Just a little bit, with like a 12 times cascade. Are there any quest lines that can be done quicker than explore? Yes, literally every quest line in existence can be done quicker than explore, if you still haven't done them yet. As well as challenges and stuff like that can also be done way quicker than you can ever do explore. But the problem with them is there's a finite amount of them. You can only do quest lines. Well, once you finish out a quest line, you can't ever repeat it. And once you finish out the challenges, you can still technically repeat it. But the problem is they didn't add a repeat button to it when they added that repeat button thing. So it's actually quicker to do explore. The only time when it's quicker to do the challenges specifically is when they're still lower level. So let's say it has like 0 out of 5 stars and you haven't done any of the battles yet on it. That is when it would be quicker, because you can just go right into a one-shot and always 100% basically kill it out. But once you've reached the final battle, it's just basically the same as explore, the same rate. So there's no point in constantly repeating it. Okay, this is clear the board. Is it worth it to do all the challenges? I still haven't bothered doing that on my account. But yes, it technically would be the best time to do it during a gnome event. It wouldn't increase the amount of souls you get, but of course you would have the chance of finding gnomes, and the chance of finding gnomes would make it, well, you'd be going through battles quicker, and you'd easily be able to find quite a few gnomes that way. So, yeah, it would definitely be a good time to do it. It's something I never really thought about in the past, but it technically would be good to save every single one of your challenges for a gnome event, since you'd be able to rotate through a lot more battles that way. Yeah, if you're ever going to do them, the gnome event would definitely be the time to do them. I would advise trying to put them up to Warlord 2 difficulty, though, unless you're specifically just doing it for the gnomes, because you can only get the soul caskets from them once. So at minimum, make sure to, on the final battle, put it up to Warlord 2 difficulty or something like that, just so you get those extra little bit of souls. I think it comes out to, like, what, 50% extra, 75% extra? Still, that's like 50 or 75 extra souls that you wouldn't have had. And the battle pretty much goes the exact same speed, assuming you have somewhat decent leveled stuff. We'll go take that. Grab the Gorgolfa. Ice Troll is the best gem generator for Ra. Yes and no. Yes, it creates both its colors. No, in that it's not really consistent at extra turn spamming, and you'd probably be better off creating purple or yellow, or both. But yeah, blue and brown, he doesn't have any board manipulation on either of those two colors. Even though it feeds into his mana accumulation, it doesn't help him get extra turns. And that's more important than him getting a lot of mana. Because even if you only give him, like, let's say, a little bit of purple, but then that purple aligns to some yellows that you can then extra turn off of, you would have technically have gained more mana from that small purple mana accumulation than you would have from his double cast off the Ice Troll thing. And it's match. He actually does the little poke there to kill it out, and then we get the kill off the skulls. It's pretty funny. Too bad he doesn't hit the weakest. If he hit the weakest, he would do that every time. They're never going to do that change to him, though. That would be such a gigantic buff if they made him attack the 2 weakest enemies off his ability instead of 2 strongest. They can only ever clean up if there's only 2 troops remaining due to that. Because you'll never hit the weakest unless there's only 2 remaining, because then there's nothing left to hit but those 2. Alright, let's clear out the board here. Should be able to get full mana on something. And I believe this is for our pet. No? Oh, no, never mind. We still have one more battle after this, if not mistaken. Because their stats are a little low. Hello. I like how I'm saying that they're low. If my other account was against them, we'd be here for like 10 minutes doing this battle. Let's see. Okay, we'll just get the explosion in there. Pet gnomes are dropping vault keys? Seriously? Is everything just 100% dropping vault keys right now? I wouldn't mind that. If a pet gnome dropped me a vault key, that'd be insanely good. I wouldn't mind that at all. That's way better than 1 white pet food. Normally they drop 1 white pet food or 2 white pet food if you already have a pet active. What do we need to move around? We'll go take a red, I guess. Do you think the Crypt Keeper weapon is worth running on a hero class? Crypt Keeper. Oh yeah, that's that one that runs the Death Mark into damaging all the ones below. I would not bother running it. It's pretty average. It's really inconsistent to use. I wouldn't really bother with it. Oh, sorry, Painting. I missed your question. Yeah, if I ever miss anything that you guys say, feel free to just leave it again. Also, hello, Tuck. Welcome. Let's see. Are there any quests? Oh, never mind. I already answered that. Wait, where's your question then? Is there a good setup for the hero? No, Crypt Keeper isn't really worth using in most situations. Pet gnomes are dropping vault keys. That's odd, but that's way better than what they normally drop, so that's a perfectly fine glitch. Also, hello, Marcelo and Churros. Welcome. And Pepito, if I didn't already say hi. Where's your question? I didn't see it. Also, hello, Tuck, as well. Do you think it's good to use the Soul Forge to craft pet food? No. It's pretty expensive, and I would not do it unless you have more souls than you know what to do with. I would wait until you have Dawnbringer and every troop in the game fully leveled before I would bother with pet food. Unless it's for a really important pet that you want to get a little bit higher, that you know for sure you're going to be using a lot. Otherwise, I would not bother. But yeah, it runs through a lot of souls to create pet food. I do it because we have more souls than we ever know what to do with. Even if they add another mythic weapon, that we'll still pretty much be able to just get that right back. and still pretty much have more souls than we'll ever know what to do with, and not too long after that. But, yeah, there isn't much to use it for this late in the game, so I'm perfectly fine with just dumping all mine in there. But if you still don't have all like the core things that you would use souls for, I would advise never actually buying pet food, unless you just desperately needed it for something, you just wanted to get it up in a pinch. But yeah, for the most part, I would never bother. It burns through a lot of souls needlessly. We'll go for the brown right there on purple. Grab that for the kill. Oops, that's not what I meant to cast. Oh, never mind, that's the right one. For a second, I thought I cast Gorgoltha, but I... Oh, no, I did! What? I totally did not mean to do that. Fail. Still early in the morning, apparently. Okay, we'll go and get this hit there if he doesn't do something weird. Looks fine. And that's match. And there we go. You're farming gnomes in Arena? Yeah, Arena is a perfectly fine place to go and farm them. It's probably one of your best bets. Arena, Explore with one of those gerbil guys, and PvP would be the best three. Though Explore and Arena would be the absolute best two. PvP can be a bit slower, but if you're looking more so for the gold aspect, it would be slightly better. Especially if you were to run, let's say, one trophy with the gerbil guy. It would end up being quite decent as well. But I think I'm just going to stick to Explore. It's a lot more consistent. It's also slightly quicker than Arena and PvP. Probably the quickest method that you could really do. Challenges win slightly better and are more consistent, but the problem with them is they didn't add a repeat button to them in the previous patches. Really wish they would. Because challenges actually do give less resources. If they wanted less gold coming into the game, all they'd have to do is add a repeat button to challenges. And everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people would switch over to challenges instead. What do we need here? That or they may just be trying to deliberately discourage people from just spamming challenges. It's still the best way to grind EXP if I'm not mistaken. But that's the only thing that they're good for really these days. Otherwise, you just use Explore for everything else. Seriously, do we not have any good alignment? I'm just going to throw this and hope something good happens. Okay, that didn't backfire too badly. We'll go and... do we not have alignment? Do we not have a convert? Do we not have anything? We'll go move that over. There we go. And that should be match. Okay, that was actually really underwhelming. We'll go and convert that one. And now that is match? Yeah, now it's match. There we go. Take that. Grab the other one. We're not getting into those big cascades right now, but luckily we're still getting alignment after alignment. So as long as we keep getting that, that's fine. And that's match. And dead. Watch, we'll probably overkill him right here. Yeah, of course. Now we get the gigantic cascade. A little late. Like right when we win the battle, we finally get that big cascade we needed ages ago. Anyways, let's go get ourselves more Moas. 3 of them. I wish I would actually get multiple copies when I actually need it on a good one. I feel like whenever I get a good pet, I keep getting only 1 copy of it every single time. And I keep getting multiple copies of the most useless ones, like this mini Moa. It only gives a Strix bonus, and there's no real reason to go use a Strix team. I think there's like 8 of them. I don't even know if there's apparently even enough to build a whole team out of. How many Strix are there? It's like 8 or so. Is this a ridiculously small number? 6, not even. There's only 6. You can't even build a team out of them. There's so few. They're all from the same kingdom too. There's not a single one in a kingdom other than in Suncrest. So hopefully a new Suncrest event will bring in another 1 or 2 of them, so we get a few more. Yeah, Strix bonus is so useless. You would never bother building a team out of them. There's just not enough to build out of. There's only 6. Where did you place last week in Guild Wars? Oh, we made first place in our bracket. We were in bracket 3, but we made first place in bracket 3. I forget what our lead was, but it was solid enough that we were easily first place by like tens of thousands. Couldn't you just enter retreat and explore until you find a pet gnome? Yes, you technically can do that. Though the amount of resources you would get per hour would decrease excessively. I would not really advise it, but we have tried it before. It's not really worth it. But yes, that does technically work if you wanted to. Okay, let's go figure out where we want to go explore. I'm not going to do Forest of Thorns, because we're going to way overkill the amount of greens we are going to be getting this week, so I don't actually need to go there. What I need to look at is go into our inventory and figure out which arcane we need the most of. So, 1 second, water. What was I saying? We need to figure out what Traitstone we need the most of. Just so we keep all of them high, just so we always have the arcane Traitstone to trade up everything. So I'm trying to find my lowest right now. Right now it looks like 160 on brown purple. Is there any lower than that? Nope. Wow, 160 is our lowest. We need to start grinding to base 60 then. I mean base 200. And our next one under that would be green purple. So we can just click on this. I believe Drock Zoom is better than Darkstone to go grind. So we'll go to that. One of the main reasons for this is there's the higher chance that we find, what's his name here? We can find the, oh, it's not the team I meant to go use. Oops, fail. Oh, yes it is. Never mind, this one's right. But yeah, there's a higher chance that we can go find a, or, yeah, there's a, what's his name? The legend, the Bloodhammer. That's what I'm trying to say here. King Bloodhammer. There's a chance that we could find him here. And that'd be really good because we trigger his Doomstorm immediately, assuming he's traded off of our Rowan. So that's kind of what I'm banking on with this kingdom. Also, there's nothing with a 25% revive in this kingdom. Whereas Darkstone has like 1 or 2 troops that have a 25% revive thingy. Which if it occurs, slows down the battle by a decent amount. So we definitely want to avoid that. Which is why we're doing it in here. So yeah, it's kind of good that this kingdom came in. For the longest time, I haven't been grinding brown-purple for that reason. But now that this kingdom has come into the game, we can grind brown-purple without the need to worry about those revives. Making it actually, it's not really something I normally address, but yeah. When new kingdoms come in, you can sometimes get even higher rates on specific Traitstones. And this kingdom coming in did technically make the rate at which you could farm brown-purple Traitstones ever so slightly higher. It's not that big a difference, but it's probably about 5 to 10 more battles you can get per hour due to doing it in this kingdom instead of Darkstone. And we'll throw that in there, and there we go. Also, hello, Greedin. Hello, RapPF. Welcome. What is currently the fastest PvP team? That depends a lot on preference. As far as what the absolute quickest is. I'd probably have to say it's some kind of Doomskull team that doesn't run Gorgolfa. But basically what I normally run, except without the Gorgolfa. Like either into a Mercy to fully get something up, or, you know, just some kind of Empower to get things rolling. It's a little bit riskier to use, but it would be quicker overall. Really just depends which way you want to play it. But yeah, basically anything with Doomskull spam is the quickest thing you can run in PvP right now. And pretty much the quickest thing you can run for anything in this game other than Explore and challenges and stuff. That you just use Elemental Sunbird team for that. Oh, he revived. Wait. What did this come off of? Wait, did he just have Kerberos? What are you doing in this kingdom, Kerberos? That better not be normal. Alright, we'll go get that kill. Off a bunch of random cascades. If Kerberos is actually commenting here, I might need to reconsider what I was saying. Oh good, we got Treasure Gnome. And we kill it immediately. So far we found 2 Treasure Gnomes. This is our 3rd. Both the 2 Treasure Gnomes we found so far has had a Vault Key in it. Do you too have a Vault Key? Come on! We probably used up all of our luck already. What? Is it a 100% chance to find a Vault Key right now? Did they mess up? Or is this like a new thing to make Vault Keys amazing? 3 Vault Keys in a row. Is this normal? Is anyone else getting a Vault Key every single gnome they find? If so, grind them out like crazy right now. Go, go, go! Seriously, all 3 gnomes we found so far have all been Vault Keys. That's not normal at all, but I'm not complaining. We'll go grab that. Okay, we'll go and take the purple. This makes up for the fact we got 0 last time, if nothing else. We'll go grab the yellow. Oh, I guess we're just getting super ultra lucky then. And what do we get here? 3 Celestial Traitstones. Oh, they buffed the amount of Traitstones that you can get from a normal gnome. Normally you would... Wait, never mind. Was it 2 before or was it 3? Never mind, it was always 3. Never mind, that's not different. I never understood why they make it 3, though, specifically. Like, you can get, like, 2 minors on it, yet you can only ever get 3 Celestials all at once. It's kind of weird. But, yeah, 3 Celestials off a normal Gnome, 5 Gems off a normal Gnome, 2 Miners, and 15 Event Keys again, as I mentioned earlier in the previous video. That is seen as either 210 to 225 Gems. Of course, it doesn't have the versatility of 210 Gems, but that's basically how much it would cost. If we were to go and buy these, it would cost 210 Gems. So that saves us 210 Gems that we won't have to spend later. So that's actually really nice. Second time we've gotten that. But yeah, 3 Vault Keys so far. That is not normal. But that definitely makes up for last time. As I mentioned, we went like 10 to 15 hours the previous Gnome event and got 0 Vault Keys. So, yeah. We're half an hour with 3 Vault Keys. And 2 of those was within 5 minutes. We're probably not going to get any more Vault Keys for the rest of the stream. Probably depleted our luck at this point. Go get Sunbird in there. At least that all happened at the beginning of the stream. Also, by the way, as the thing says below, we will have 2 redeem codes today and tomorrow, by the way. Should I hand it out when we get another gnome? I might as well. When we find the next gnome, I'll hand out another one. Or should I say when we find the next vault key? How about that? Because at this rate, it might just be the next gnome as well. When we find the next vault key, I'll give out the first code. That or I'll hand it out in about half an hour or so. Either or. Whichever one happens first. Either in half an hour or when we find a vault key. Whichever occurs first. Yeah, it does seem like they did buff the rate of it. At least to some degree. I really hope they did. Because that actually makes treasure gnomes worth actually grinding out. On previous weeks, it felt kind of like you should have just been doing PvP or something instead. But at least with what we've currently gotten so far, it seems definitely worth it to go and actually get these things. Between just the event and gem keys alone, and the gems, those resources are normally really hard to actually obtain through means of grinding. And during Evolved events, it's actually ridiculously easy to do. Since every single gnome you find generally will have at least a chance of giving you that. Hacker. Oh, there's the brown purple we've been needing. I think that's the first arcane we gotten so far. But yeah, we need like 40 more of them or something. A lot more than what we have now. I think we need about 5 more until it becomes our not lowest anymore. But I'm still going to probably keep grinding it out just so we accumulate them. Streamer luck once again. Oh, we'll go throw Sunbird down there. Yeah, 4 out of 8 is still really good. 50% rate. 4 vault keys in 4 hours for you. So that's about the average. 1 vault key per hour is about the average that you could be expecting. Or what's supposed to be the average anyways. Because I've noticed that on previous weeks too. Last week was really bad data, and apparently this week is too with how lucky we're getting. But when we did it 2 months ago, it was pretty good data. Pretty consistent at like the 1 per hour thing. And we were getting about 12 gnomes per hour as well during that. Like 10 to 12 around that general area. So far we're at, what, 3? And, well, we're half an hour in, but we did a pet, so we can't really count that as technically 3 hours. Oh, that's annoying. There's a Cabarrus in this kingdom that keeps doing a summon, which is defeating the whole purpose of why we're even in this kingdom. If that keeps occurring, I might need to actually go to Darkstone and see what Darkstone is like. Like, maybe Darkstone will be better. That Cyberus keeps throwing us off. It's not that big a deal. It's not that common, but still. Oh, but if it keeps occurring like that, that's not good. What if we throw the... No, but if we do anything, everything dies on our team automatically. Oh, if we one-shot it, it doesn't matter. Never mind. All we have to do is just one-shot it immediately. And it can't do its ability. Because there's nowhere for it to summon. Because it triggers the summon before everything actually dies. Okay, let's throw a Sunbird in there, and down it goes. Hello, 5 Laptop. Would you try this soul farming team? It's Avena with 3 times Azurus. I would not advise using that. Avena has never really been that good for... she was once the only soul farming troop in the game. But other than that instance, she's not really something I would advise for soul farming. I would sooner use some kind of Valkyrie loop before I would bother using a Avena. Even if your Valkyrie only gives you like 5 souls, you'd still get more souls basically just from Valkyrie looping than you would off an Avena. I personally wouldn't advise it. Okay, can we get 4 Vault Keys in a row? Oh no, there we go, finally. We didn't get a Vault Key this time. It was only a matter of time, but yeah, there we go. Apparently we can get a drop that isn't Vault Key off a Treasure Gnome. Oh, let's go find another. Oh, Celestial. That is not what I need. I hate when I find Celestials when I'm Arcane Traitstone farming. They really need to add something to use Celestials for. There's nothing to dump them into. Actually, really, there's nothing to dump every Traitstone into. It's not just Celestials, it's literally every Traitstone in the game. There's nothing to put them into. I hope they do something to address that in the future. Because a lot of people have more of those resources than they ever know what to do with. I think the way that they did it with pet food was kind of nice for the little color things. They just need to start doing that to all the other resources in the game. And I believe they said on one of their previous things that they are intending on adding another mythic weapon, by the way. No official date on when that is occurring, but they are 100% for sure adding another mythic weapon. And assuming that it's the same cost as Dawnbringer, do keep in mind that will be 1.3 million souls if it's the same way that Dawnbringer is. So, yeah, do make sure to get your soul reserves up. Actually, I don't even have 1.3 million. That's basically what they're doing as a gold sink, is constantly adding mythic weapons to the game. I don't know at what rate they'll be doing that, maybe like every 3 months, 6 months or something. They didn't end up doing it for a while now because they wanted to address Dawnbringer and Arena, but they did that last month or whenever they did, like, what, 6 weeks ago or whenever that was. And, yeah, they are still looking into adding another one. We're definitely going to have enough souls by then, and even if not, we could farm 50,000 souls in 1 hour if we really had to. So, yeah, we already have it for next mythic weapon. But that's the main thing that they're doing to deplete out late game players' souls. Gold's already done really well. It's through guild and everything. Glory technically has a sink since you can just put into glory keys. Gem has way too many sinks because it's the currency of the game, premium currency thingy. But the only resources that really need one are copies of troops. I feel like don't have a proper one. All you get is useless souls from it. Let's see, so gold is covered, gems are covered way too much. Souls are technically covered if they keep adding mythic weapons, only if they keep adding mythic weapons though. Glory is covered due to glory keys. So there's no treasure map sync. There is a orb sync, so they actually did do that properly. Vault keys you just use immediately. So yeah, mainly just Traitstones, I guess, is the main thing that currently doesn't really have one. Yeah, so Traitstones are the last thing that don't have any. But that's a pretty major one. Also, I didn't even notice, we finally hit 5-digit in one of the Traitstones. I think some people have already hit 6 digits, but still, that's a nice achievement right there. 5-digit Traitstone. Yeah, there's nothing to use them for. All you do is just keep hoarding them. Yes, Vault Key is or the chance of finding a gnome is 3% chance. During this event, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, is that the normal rate or during the event is that the rate? It's one or the other, I actually forget. But there's another one. I think that's our 5th gnome. Can we get a Vault Key off you? Nope, 100 souls. Aw, we can't keep up our Vault Key streak anymore. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we used up all of our luck. Oh well, as long as we keep finding them. Even if we're just finding them for normal loot, that's fine, as long as they give us some okay loot from it. Though the last two were pretty bad. We just got standard gold and standard souls, which are, like, among 2 of their worst possible drops. But also the 2 most common of their drops. Oh no, he just barriered. You know what? I might have to go to Darkstone. This kingdom does have some really annoying things in it. That might be even more annoying than a 25% revive from the other kingdom. We'll try it a few more times. Yeah, if it keeps giving us these really annoying ones, and there's Cabarrus as well, I might just need to do the other kingdom. So I can't even really throw a firebomb here, because if we kill that, it's just going to summon the second we do Sunbird. So I'm actually going to skull kill him. Take a little bit longer doing it that way, but there we go. Also, have we even found a Bloodhammer yet? Oh, speaking about finding things. Got another treasure gnome. Come on, Volky. And nope, the worst possible drop. 2 minor Traitstones. Wrong team? Wait, am I using the wrong team? Oh yeah, I am using Forest Guardian. I didn't even notice that because I'm just going through the motions. This team is perfectly fine to use, but we don't get 400 gold each time. As I mentioned, it is technically quicker. So if we really just wanted to find gnomes, that actually is slightly better. But of course, I think it is better just to get the 400 additional gold. Because this makes it kind of like the rate of PvP gold, except you're doing Explore. So you're getting quicker wins, but you're getting PvP rate of gold, essentially. Only when there's a 400 gold week is that applicable. Normally, Explore is decently less gold than PvP. By about, I don't even know what that percent would be. I think it's about 25% less gold or so. Also, another arcane Traitstone. That's one of the things that we're here for as well, so that's pretty nice. I guess we'll go up to about 175 and then switch to a different kingdom once we have about that many arcanes of this specific type. Maybe we'll switch a little bit earlier than that. The only problem is the kingdom we switched to has a lot of mana drain, so it might be a little bit too annoying to really grind it out. But we'll have to do it regardless eventually. Unless they're planning on adding a epic green-purple in the near future. Would you craft World Breaker this week, or trait for Elamagrim? Oh, I mean, or wait for Elamagrim. Ooh. Well, it depends what teams you're planning on running. As far as the one that is more useful, I'd probably have to say World Breaker for PvP and Elamagrim for Guild Wars. So it depends which one you specifically need to have a better team for. Also, it depends if you already have Infernus, though assuming that you're tossing between those two, I assume you already have a fully traded Infernus. So, yeah, assuming you have fully traded Infernus, Elamagrim probably is the better option. And if you don't have fully traded Infernus, then World Breaker is probably the better option. But it does come down to what you're planning on using them for. But yeah, World Breaker I would say more for PvP, and the Elamagrim is more so for Guild Wars stuff. So it really just depends which one you need better troops for. But given that you probably have all the other drops, you probably need something better for Guild Wars. So with that being said, Elamagrim would probably be the better choice. But they're both basically similarly as useful. They're just used for slightly different purposes. Also, thank you for subscribe, Aniko. Much appreciated. Alright, we'll go move that in. Get a firebomb, get a Rowan, and dead. Oh, he didn't die. What are you doing? And skull. You pay $5 for the Wrenchmaster. Now it gives less armor than Broken Sword. Already $5 in desperate need to a buff, and currently not worth the price. Oh, the $5 weapons in most instances are not worth it. Feel free to ask me about any if you are ever curious. I believe there's some kind of like bomb thing currently in it that is completely useless. But yes, a good majority of the weapons that appear there are like completely useless and never used for anything. I would never really bother going for them. They're kind of just a waste in most situations. There's a few exceptions to that, but good majority of them are just old, dead content weapons that you should never be using, even if you do own. You'll probably notice that I almost never use them. Well, for two reasons. One, because almost no one owns them, because they were only ever available by two means. Either from paying $5, or you could have gotten it for free way back in the day when they were available for Glory. But that was like 2 years back on many of those weapons. But, yeah, generally the weapon that's available in the shop is useless. There are ones out there that are worth it. Like this week is this little thing, the Boom Boom, which is, I would never bother getting that. But there are a couple of them. Let's see if we go through these real quick. See if I can find one. Well, there's the Boom Boom I was talking about. Bull Roar was one of them. This gives HP to all allies. When this first came out, this was actually like This was like Dawnbringer overpowered. But these days it's pretty average. Celestial Staff is one of them. It's useless. Chain Flail, I believe, is one of them. It's also useless. I forget if Shadow Blade is, but it's pretty average. Though I believe you get it for free from Purple Hero Mastery. Crescendo is one of the really good ones that does come in through the $5 thing. Or if you got it ages ago. But it deals true damage to all enemies. And then gains 2 magic, which is only 1 damage, keep in mind. Because it's it only does half its magic as damage. So it's half its magic plus 2 is how much damage it does. So this only gives 1 additional damage, even though it says 2 magic. Just because it's only gaining half the magic as value. But then it gains an extra turn if it gets a kill. It's the only true damage in the entire game that can automatically gain an extra turn at a 100% rate. Of course, that 100% rate assumes you get a kill. But to this day, it's still the only 100% true damage kill, which is quite useful. Its damage is relatively low, but you could use a hero class to get that up by another 2 or so damage, 2 or 3 damage. So, yeah, it's nice to mess around with. It's not, like, the greatest thing out there, but as far as, like, those weapon things, it's one of the better ones out there. Demon's Leash is one of them, though it just came out the other week, so that one's actually really recent. Deep Stone is one of them, pretty useless. It's just a weird explode. It's kind of like what happens if you use a Row Destroy on a Doom Skull. Is basically the same thing that this does, essentially. Let's see, what other ones are there? Explosion, that was an Easter event from ages ago. It's pretty useless these days. Farseer Orb, useless these days. Creates a bunch of blue. Was really overpowered when it first came out. What other ones? Oh, this one used to be used to counter goblins. It was really good, popular when it first came out. It was actually added to try to counter goblins. Same as Gob Chomper. But very few people actually have the Goblin Crusher still. Since it's such an old weapon from like a year and a half ago. But that thing is pretty useless because Gob Chomper is superior to it. So no need to really use it. Let's see what other ones are around that was from it. Yeah, there's a few of them here and there. The main 2, let me just skip past all this because we're going to be here forever if we keep going through them. But the main 2 relevant ones that, or main 3, that are basically only available through cash these days are Crescendo, as I already explained why. The Fire and Ice, because this is basically early game Dawnbringer if you don't own Dawnbringer. It deals damage to all enemies and then gives 2 life to all allies. And it's the same coloration as Dawnbringer, minus the yellow, of course, because it's only a legend, so it only covers 2 colors. And Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is actually the best of all these 3. There's basically 3 weapons. War and Peace, which you get for free from completing out the Kazale questline. The Fire and Ice, which is basically like a mini early game version of Dawnbringer. And Sun and Moon, which is the only yellow AoE weapon if you do not own a Dawnbringer. Similarly, Fire and Ice is also the only blue AoE weapon if you do not own Dawnbringer. So both of these weapons are pretty good in that regard, since they're the only good, basically blue or yellow weapon in the game, not counting Dawnbringer. And of course, a lot of people don't own Dawnbringer, but unfortunately, a lot of people also don't own these cheaper options. Really wish Sun and Moon and Fire and Ice were added in some really easy to obtain way, kind of like how War and Peace is. Because they're really essential weapons, but they're almost unobtainable by normal means. Yeah, I wish they would stop just charging for it and just add them in some way. But yeah, they're both really good. This one, instead of giving 2 HP to all allies, gives 1 magic to all allies, which is the best effect out of all of them. And same cost, 16 mana cost. Yeah, those are the only few really relevant ones. There's a few other ones kind of here and there, but for the most part, you don't really use most of them. About 90% of all of the special event weapons that they've ever added in the past are useless. Only very few handful were actually ever decent. Even when they were first released, they weren't. Most of them weren't even that good. And of course, a lot of them have gotten worse over time too. Yeah, Flesh Ripper's quite good. I wasn't counting those though. But yes, there are technically new ones added every single few weeks now, or almost every single week due to the ones that come in through raids and invasion. I wasn't really counting those. I was mainly just referring to like old glory related ones from way back in the day. But yeah, there's some weapons that were added to the game that are like 3.5 years old now that they tried selling for $5. Like Savasi Blades. It was the first event weapon ever added to the game. It was added back in 2014. December of 2014. That thing is ancient, if you actually ended up buying it through Glory. When it first came out, I think it cost like 70 Glory. I think I still have a screenshot of it too. But it was like 70 glory or so when it first launched, which is ridiculously cheap relative to these days. Though you have to keep in mind, glory was a lot harder to obtain back then. 70 glory would take almost an entire week of being rank 1,000, having max rating in PvP, which is now considered 1,900 rating. There was a different rating system before, but it was basically the equivalent of that. You'd have to maintain all week to be able to have that much glory, and you'd have to do it every single Monday because it gave you glory every single day. That still occurs. That's actually at one point was the only glory you would ever gain. Let's see if I still have the mail from it. But if you go under your mail, this back in the day, daily, where is it? Daily reward. Where's the glory? PvP tier, legendary task. Wait, do we not get that glory anymore? May login reward. Where's that glory that you get from PvP? You get like 16 glory each day because of the thing. Hold up. Where is it? Wait, do we not get it anymore? Oh, didn't they replace it with seals instead during the most recent patch? What are they doing? No, they replaced it with seals. Right? Oh, no, never mind. My PvP rating is so low that it's that right there. Never mind. But yeah, that's supposed to be 16 if we had our rank 1 PvP, which I apparently didn't even do yet. That's sad. It's Friday already and I still haven't bothered doing it yet. I'll need to get on that later. But, yeah. Back in the day, this 16 glory drop, or in this case 12, was the only glory you could ever obtain. There was literally no other means. Like, none. Zero. Absolutely no other means other than that to get it. So the meta was always on every Monday to go and grind to the rank 1 PvP, or at least what used to be considered rank 1 PvP, and then just get free glory the rest of the week, every single day. And at one point, that was 100% of the glory coming into the game, which is why the weapon only cost like 70 when it first released. Now it costs $5. What a difference. What a price hike. Okay, we'll go and throw a WAN down. And it. Yeah, we got 3 vault keys in our very first 3 gnomes. And at the end of this hour, I think we'll hand out the gnome. Or I should say the end of the hour of the stream. Technically, it already is the end of the hour. But yeah, in about 8 minutes or so. Either in 8 minutes or when we find a vault key is when we'll hand the next one out. And then the following one will be the vault key after that. Also, where are all the gnomes? We haven't gotten a gnome for a little while now. Let's see, what do we need to move around? We'll go and take a... let's take the purple. Get that for Sunbird. Stop doing turns. Dead. Yeah, back in the day, you had to spend gold to do your battles. This lasted for 1 year, and then they just removed needing to use gold to do battles at all, which was a really nice change to the game. Yeah, you no longer need to spend gold for anything really battle-related other than Arena. Arena was the only thing pretty much in the entire game battle-related that retained its gold cost. But even that's pretty irrelevant since they also increased the amount of gold you get back. I think all you need to do is win like 2 battles to get all your gold back. Which is ridiculously easy to do. Even as a newer player. Moves. Where are you? I guess we'll just take some reds. Sure. Grab that. Get a skull down. And go from there. Sniffly nose. The air conditioner went on again and it's like messing up my nose now. My nose is glitching out. Oh no, he has a thing, but he doesn't have Storm on it. Wish he would have been fully traded. That would have been so useful for us. We would have won basically off that Doom Skull right there. We just throw a Firebomb once and then just like auto win off it. Oh, you got an Orb of Growth from it. I know, that's so disappointing getting Orb of Growths. That happened to me twice earlier during when we were doing our 9 keys. I ended up getting a minor one and a major one, and we also got an orange one. We actually got complete trash off the orbs during this morning thing, which was very unfortunate. Every single orb we got was useless. Though we did get back-to-back majors this morning. I don't know if that's even that common. We got more majors than we got commons. But we got more of the higher rarity than the lower rarity this morning. Okay, we'll go through that in there. And there we go. Also, where are all the arcanes? I've been getting them for a little while, too. Of course, whenever you're trying to find one, you'll always never find them. I get really bad luck with that, too, on my other account, which is why I don't even bother really farming Traitstones on it. I just normally wait for the event to go buy them manually through Glory. But, I feel like whenever I'm trying to grind one on my lower level account, it'll take an entire hour just for me to find one. Yeah, if I do the same thing on this account, I know I can win quicker, but still, we'll end up finding like 10 in an hour or something like that of the arcanes. Because arcane, during a treasure gnome event, a arcane Traitstone actually has about the same drop rate as a treasure gnome. And we already found 6 or 7 treasure gnomes this hour. And we also did a pet this hour, so that took away quite a bit of time from that. Well, I guess, yeah, you technically still need gold to scout, but that's a lot less gold than what you used to need. At one point, they ended up tweaking PvP to the point where you needed to have, like, 50% of the gold you would have earned from the battle, you had to pay out, which was ridiculously expensive, particularly for newer players. It hurt newer players, like, really hard. Because, let's say you would have gotten 1,000 gold from playing the battle would cost 500 gold to play, which was highway robbery. At the time, you would be able to gain more gold per hour than what you currently could right now, but only if you were able to maintain a 100% win rate. Otherwise, you would actually get about the same amount that you would get now, or even less, or even lose gold in a way if you kept losing over and over again. But yeah, 50 gold compared to what they used to do for everything is not really that much at all. To scout out every battle. Also, you don't have to scout out. It's just to be able to see the battle before it starts. Yeah, VIP 3 does give auto scouting. It's probably one of the most overpowered things out of anything that VIP gives. Luckily, it's pretty early in VIP, but still. Out of everything that there is, that's by far the most overpowered one. Not even so much that it saves you 50 gold every time, but mostly because it saves you time, because you get to see the battle always, so you don't have to go through that little loading screen that takes like a second or two to go click the scout button. You save the gold, but it just also makes it a lot smoother. Like if you weren't going to scout out, and there might have been something dangerous on that opposing team, then that could have just saved you, or made it so you didn't go into a really annoying, weird battle or something like that. Hello, Flag! Welcome! Okay, it's almost the end of the hour. So we'll go give out the first code, and then we'll give out the next code when we find our next vault key. Yeah, I think we depleted all of our luck the first half an hour of the stream. Particularly the first 5 minutes. But oh well. Hopefully we'll find at least one more vault key to stream, if nothing else. Yeah, we already found 3 so far. All back to back. Haven't found a single one since. But that's still a really good rate. Oh, another treasure gnome. Come on, vault key. Wouldn't that be amazing if that was the vault key right now? Go take that over. Come on, vault key. Let's see it. Boom, vault key, go. Right there, go. Ah, useless 100 souls. No. It's not what I want to see. One of its worst drops. 2 minor Traitstone's still worse than it, so I guess it could be worse than that, but still, that's probably its second worst. Its absolute worst is 2 minor Traitstones. Second, let's see, what are its absolute worst things? So, 2 times minor's always the worst. 2 diamonds would probably be the next one. Or then again, to some players, actually I shouldn't say that, because 2 minor Traitstones is actually better than 2 diamonds to people that need minor Traitstones. Of course, if you're like me and you have more minor Traitstones than you ever know what to do with, because we finally had 5 digits on some of them, then a minor Traitstones is worse. But I guess to most people, 2 diamonds would actually be the absolute worst. And then it'd be followed up probably with 2 minor Traitstones. Though, then again, to some newer players, that 2 minor Traitstones isn't that bad. Other than that, it would go to 100 souls, and then 2,500 gold. And then probably 5 diamonds would be the next worst. But yeah, I wish they would add a 20 diamond option or something to them. Alright, we'll go get that done. I just really feel like the 2 diamond thing is just really out of place. Should replace like the 2 diamonds with like a 10 diamond drop. Or, you know, replace the 2 with a 5 and replace the 5 with a like 10 or something. Alright, we'll go move that down. I guess they were afraid of people over farming them to get like all of the diamonds they would ever need, but even if they increased it to 5 and 10, you would only be able to get about 1.5 to 2 diamonds per hour off of gnomes. So it wouldn't really make that big a difference. And that would be during the event. Not during the event, you'd be like 1 diamond a week off of them. Okay, oh, another gnome, nice. What is that, our 8th, 9th this hour? So yeah, we're at about at average. As I said, it's about 10 to 12 per hour is what we normally get. Come on, Volky. Celestial, of course, when we're trying to get arcanes. And we just get gold from him. Better than some of his other drops. Still pretty bad, though. Also, with that being said, let's go hand out the code because it is the end of the hour. Go throw the Sunbird in there. And let's go give out a code. Okay, let's go do that now. So, let's go take our tribute. Also, by the way, I didn't get a screenshot of it. I got an 18 times tribute earlier. I always clicked through them too quick, so I wasn't able to get it. But I did get an 18 times tribute earlier. Really wish I would have screenshot it. It was so amazing. But normally I just spam click it when I'm... because normally what I end up doing is, if I'm not really playing Gems of War, I'll, of course, occasionally check the game just to either check tribute or to check pets to see if I still have a pet. Oh, wait, we did do this pet, right? Yeah, good. Or to go check pets to see if there's one active and anything like that. And, of course, with tribute, I just, like, spam click just to get through it real quick because I'm doing other things. And that's what I was doing for it. And it was, like, 18 times. And it was like, no, I just spammed clicked it. But, yeah, really wish I would have screenshot that. Or it happened on stream. If it happened on stream, technically, we automatically would have screenshotted it since it automatically happens. But no. Yeah, it was quite amazing. I didn't even get to see what kind of loot we got from it, but I assume it was really high. Of course, we got 17 gems from it and 34 gold key. That we know for sure. But, of course, we don't know how much gold, glory, and souls we end up getting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, let's keep grinding out the gnomes. Oh, yeah, code. Let me go do that. That was the other thing I was going to go do. By the way, Salty did send me more codes yesterday. Actually, last night. So, we do have more codes to give out, so we will be able to give out 2 today and 2 tomorrow, as I mentioned. Because she did give us more. Little last minute. The last possible moment that she could have done it on. But at least she did get around to it, so that's pretty nice. Oops, let me keep this one tab open. That one I want open. I don't currently have the codes area open, but all I have to do is click right there. And there we go. Okay, so let's go hand out these 2 codes. Oh, not both of them right now. We'll go hand out one and we'll give out the other one. I guess we'll give out the other one when we find a vault key. We'll definitely give it out regardless of if we find another vault key, but whenever we find the next vault key or in like an hour to an hour and a half, whichever one happens first. Okay, let's go do that. Put this over here. That one right there. Invite code. Code. I'm not a robot. Does it work? And the answer is success. Okay, the code does work. Let me go put this below me so that anyone coming in late will have it. Also, by the way, I didn't even notice that till right now. We're only 6 subscribers away from 8,400. I'm pretty sure we won't reach it this stream. But if any of you are interested in the contents, we do Gems of War streams every single day. We stream every Friday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a few hours, doing either whatever the weekly event is or just whatever new content is. Like next Friday is going to be a new mythic coming into the game. So definitely subscribe if you enjoy. Also, we stream every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That might be off the time zone for some of you people, but more towards the United States area that would end up working out. What on earth just happened to our subscriber count? It went up, then down, then up. Well, thanks for that, everyone. Anyways, what was I doing? Code. Let me go hand out the code. Redeem code, put that there. Oops, that's chat. That's not what I want to go replace out. I want to go replace out the redeem code. Redeem, put that in there. Boom. There we go. There is the code. And let me go and put that into the chat as well, so you guys can just copy paste. Use the code at gemsofwar.com or underneath the game code section, or you can click this link. Either or will work. And there you guys go. Oh yeah, what was that one person? I did see a video randomly on it. There was someone who was like reaching some kind of multi-million milestone of subscribers, and it was on April Fool's Day, and he was going to stream when he hit like X amount of, or he was doing a stream for hitting X amount. I think it was 5 million subscribers or something. I forget who it was, off the top of my head. But they were streaming the like reaching that milestone, like the reaction from it. But everyone was trolling him by unsubscribing because he was like just about to reach it. So everyone was just like spam unsubscribing him just for fun, just to make sure that he wouldn't end up reaching it. Anyways, yeah, there's the code. It's you can use it underneath the invite code section, is where your invite code is. Whatever your game says there, redeem code is below, and use that at gemsofwar.com. Keep in mind, this only works on the PC, mobile, and Amazon version of the game. It does not work on PS4, and it does not work on Xbox. Also, I need to start mentioning Amazon now, too, because that's a thing that was added, like, last week. That's also probably where a lot of the newer people are coming from, too, is the Amazon Kindle Fire and whatever else Amazon is on versions of Gems of War now. And it is actually fully cross-platform with PC mobile. Salty did confirm that on Monday, though she probably confirmed it earlier than that, but I didn't get it confirmed until Monday. I'm pretty sure she mentioned it somewhere else, but anyways, let's go and keep going and finding more gnomes. And getting a bunch of gold while doing so. Oh, there's a gnome already. Well, that didn't take long. A gnome immediately after. Do you have a vault key? Also, if this one does have a vault key, I will have to wait a little while longer. No, he didn't give a vault key. 6,000 gold, pretty nice. That's actually, I don't know why. I feel like I almost never get 6,000 gold drops from him. I feel like something like 20,000 gold is more common than his 6,000 gold drop. The most common drops from him as far as gold values seem to be 2,500, which is definitely the most common because it's the lowest. 4,000, which is the second most common. For whatever reason, I feel like 20,000 is the third most common. 10,000, the fourth most. And for whatever reason, 6,000 just... I don't know, maybe just me, but I feel like I never get it as a drop. It's like the second or third time I've ever gotten it. Yeah, I've gotten 20,000 like 12 times now, not counting Cedric Sparkle Stack dropping it. Actually, I don't even think he drops that little amount of souls anymore. I think the minimum he drops like 50,000, 60,000 plus or something. Did you open your vault keys yet? Yes, we did that during the video. We posted the whole video on it. Also, we opened 3 at the beginning of the stream because we got super lucky with back-to-back-to-back vault keys right at the beginning. But we haven't gotten a single one since then, though. We also still have yet to get a vault key from a vault key. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if anyone has answered me on the video yet because I didn't get to check it since I've pretty much been streaming the whole time since I posted the video. But has anyone found a vault key in a vault key yet this week? Or during today, I mean? Has anyone found a vault key in a vault key? So you used the vault key and then found a vault key within it. Has anyone done that yet? Because I didn't find a single vault key in a vault key yet. And we did 12 vault keys today total so far. Oh, you did? Okay, so it is still possible. I thought so. I just didn't have confirmation on it. I still have yet to have it occur, but it is technically possible. Okay, we'll throw a Sunbird in there. And down it goes. I didn't wait for you? Well, you weren't around. Well, that's why I do it as a video. That's the whole reason why we did it as its own independent video thingy. Because people can always reference those a lot easier than if they randomly occurred during a multi-hour stream. Okay, let me actually get Rowan here. I don't think that's enough damage due to the mythics. So we'll throw a Sunbird in there, then Rowan. And there we go. And that's also why I like bringing 2, because sometimes 1 is not enough if there's like 2 or 3 mythics. You can get really unlucky. I've never seen 4 mythics at once, though. I've seen 2 several times. I've seen 3, like, ever so rarely. But, and of course 1 is pretty common to see here and there. But I've never seen all 4 of them become a mythic during a explore. That'd be a really annoying battle. I think we could still double cast that, though, even if that did occur. Okay, let's get the last bit of our mana. Sunbird it. And come on, Vault Key. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, we did get a Vault Key! Okay, I do have to wait just a little while before I give another code. Salty wouldn't like it if I gave out a code and then give out a code like 5 minutes later. So So yeah, we'll figure out. I guess the next vault key after this vault key, we'll give one out. Because this is way too quick compared to the previous one, unfortunately. But soon. We'll have the other one eventually. But this one's probably still active, so you can just go use that one. Anyways, thank you for the subscribe, Leak. Much appreciated. Well, let's go use the vault key and see what we have in it. So this is our 13th vault key today. 4 during the stream. Let me go use the other team and go clear this out. Hopefully we get something good off this. Cedric Sparkle Sack has so many drops that are worth over 100 gems, so ideally he'll give us one of those. And what do we have here? What? 2,500 souls? What a ripoff. I was like looking, wait, which one of his is his drop? Really? That's one of his drops now? That's not good. Why? That is such a pitiful amount of souls. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Wow. Okay, yeah, only 2,500 souls. That is... I know, I was confused for a second. It's like, wait, where's his drop? It's like, oh, yeah, it's only souls. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We could farm that in not that much time at all. That takes, like, what, 5 minutes? 10 minutes? Yeah, 5 minutes. That's probably under 5 minutes we could farm that many souls. So, well, I guess that's better than some other drops that exist. That's better than getting a common, so... I guess it's not that horrible, but still, compared to anything gem-related, key-related, that is pretty bad. I would even prefer the gold over that. But, oh well. At least we found a vault key. Also, all those other drops were pretty bad, too. The double miner Traitstone, or not the double miner Traitstone, we got the double diamonds and then the double Traitstone. The other 2 worst drops from the specific gnomes themselves. But oh well, at least we found a vault key, if nothing else. Also, here's the redeem code. It gives the same reward as always. 2 gem keys, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And we'll have another one of these a little bit later on. So let's just use the 1 gem key really quick. There's currently nothing really interesting in the drop table, other than maybe one of the random mythics now. All I just get is the random druid. So nothing really useful there. But as far as gem keys, the next time I'm probably going to be dumping all my gem keys is... Actually, I don't know. When am I going to be dumping all my gem keys next? Probably during the next Mythic, which is next Friday. So next Friday is probably when I'm dumping a good majority of the rest of my resources, or at least my rest of my gems. And then my event keys are going 2 weeks from now during the, oh, what is it? The Naga, the new Naga that's coming in. Not next week, but the following week. We're getting a new little Naga troop thing. So that's when I'll throw all my event keys. And we should have enough of both, especially with all the vault keys. We ended up getting quite a few gem keys and event keys, so we're pretty solid on both of those now. Anyways, back to the grind. Oops, wrong team. Still decent, though. I know, but yeah, it's buffed. Did he actually give souls before? I'm pretty sure he used to give souls, but it was something like 500 souls. So technically, compared to 500 souls, that is a decent buff to it, but still, it's pretty bad. It is one of those kind of like buffed situations. Buffed. Also, someone in my guild found a Grimlet. I don't even know if I want to do it. Grimlet is so useless. It only works when you're using Apocalypse. There's currently 5 Apocalypse troops, and all of them are bad, other than Famine. And Death under some circumstances. But I guess technically almost all of them under some circumstance, but they're relatively weak together. And there's only 5 of them, so there's no synergy, or not that much synergy between them. Alright, let's go just throw that firebomb down. Should you wait till next week to open VIP chests? The best time to open up VIP chests would be, yes, if there's a mythic that comes out that you really love, that'd be the best time to go throw them out. Otherwise, you'd want to throw it when there's currently no exclusive mythic in it, and you'd want to throw it when a new kingdom gets released. So the next time that would be probably about 2 months from now or so, because of course we just got a new kingdom recently a couple weeks back, which was Droxzoom, which is what we're actually battling in right now. Yeah, I would say either wait till a mythic that you love is within the exclusive one is the drop table, or wait until the new kingdom gets released. There's currently no mention as to what the new kingdom will even be at this point, but yeah, approximately every few months they add a new kingdom. Good evening, Anthony. Welcome. Also, do keep in mind, gem keys are technically better than VIP keys if you don't currently have every ultra rare maxed out. VIP keys do have a better chance of giving you all the higher rarity stuff, but they give you a lot less copies compared to gem keys. You're getting about, for the same amount of gem cost, you're getting about 3 times as many drops from gem keys for spending the exact same amount of gems. Also, that's annoying. He has that annoying dodge thing. And then it goes. Though, of course, you do get the gold from VIP keys too, so I guess technically it's kind of the same amount in a way. Because if you use all your gold for gold keys, I guess it almost does come out to the same amount of troops. But of course, it does like a different range. You get a lot of commons and rares from that, but then a lot of high rarity stuff. Whereas gem keys specifically farm out a good majority of the ultra rares while still doing everything else. If you ended up doing it, it's kind of odd. If you end up doing VIP keys, you'll basically get commons. You'll get every rarity except ultra rare. But if you do gem keys, you'll mainly just be getting ultra rare plus all the higher rarity stuff. It's a little bit weird how that is. Oops, I should have threw a firebomb down first. Could already won. Oh, there we go. Perfect. But yeah, it's kind of weird how that is. Because VIP keys, in a way, well, it's epic plus, but you could also use the gold to get commons and rares. But it essentially drops everything except what gem keys drop. I never looked at it like that, even though I've mentioned that many times, kind of in a similar way. But it is kind of funny. VIP keys basically drop everything that gem keys don't, in a way. Oh yeah, I need to go change a team. I did notice that I switched back to this. I just didn't bother switching it yet. This team is technically ever so slightly quicker. But let's go switch back, because we're not getting the 400 gold each time. Which is definitely worth doing. Are the pets event worth it just for the food? Yes, pets are always worth it just for the food regardless. Even if the pet is 100% useless, you still want to get it for the food. Also, you eventually get more orbs, even if the pet is useless. Because you'll still want to level it eventually, because you'll end up getting orbs from it. Every single pet technically gives you almost 1 orb. Because you can get 20 total pet mastery from a single pet. Let's see, 5 from ultra rare to, or from rare to ultra rare. Then another 5 from ultra rare to epic. Then another 5 from epic to legendary. And then from legendary to mythic, yeah. So you can get 20 pet mastery per pet that you own, eventually. Which is basically every pet you have is 4/5 of an orb. So it's 20 gems and 4/5 of an orb is what every single pet in the game is. So if you put it that way, it actually is pretty nice. Every single new pet that they keep adding to the game. Because yeah, every single pet is at minimum 20 gems. And this is like way down the line though. Of course no one's going to be reaching that anytime soon on every single pet. But you know, once pet food becomes like what Traitstones are now, where you just have so much of it that you don't know what to do with it. At that point, every new pet they ever add into the game is 20 gems for free. Plus possibly a orb. Either the normal orb or a major orb. So, I never actually thought about it like that, but putting it that way does make them seem quite a bit better. Can you recommend a good team for all levels for the pet rescue? You're kind of new and level 300. Well, I was showing it earlier, the lower level variant. And that's pretty much the all-level variant, because regardless of your level, if you could win it at a low level, you could win it at any level. I think the best mid-range one, though it does require 1 legendary, is Double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. I was showing that some on my other account too, and that can run through the entire game, and it's more of a mid-range kind of thing for your level range. The only problem with it is it does require Tesla, and there is not a replacement for it that would work as good. There are some instances where you could kind of just put a blue troop there that still kind of functions, but as far as when you start getting into the higher stats, it would not be able to function against the last 2 battles too well, unless you specifically had a Tesla, due to her capability of scaling up to them. But yeah, Double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. He uses 2 commons, a rare, and unfortunately 1 legends, but she was available in the Soul Forge like 2 weeks ago, so some people probably crafted her then, and yeah, that's basically what I would consider a mid-range team. Regardless of mid-range teams, it's going to be using at least some amount of legends. All mid-range teams run legends in some degree. It really just comes down to what legend you have in most situations. Because obviously at that level range, you wouldn't have every legend in the game. Probably not even close, maybe about half of them. The only way you managed to beat the last pet rescue is with the extra turn spamming goblin team this week. Yeah, that's perfectly fine to do. You could either use triple goblin rocket with one other assist like Mang, like we've been using for raids this entire week, or you can use something like the what we were using earlier in raids. You can use the standard goblin team, something more like a Nobin Brothers Fizzbang, Queen Grapple Pot Fizzbang, something along those lines. Maybe even put one of the Fizzbangs in first slot if you want to tank with it to keep your Nobin Brothers alive if you wanted to. And just run with something like that. You could also run with some of the more budgeted ones because, of course, you're not restricted to pure Zacian in pet battles. You could use absolutely anything you want. So you could go bring that new Ice Troll, the Ice Goblin as well. So you get the freeze and try incorporating that into one of the teams. Would end up working out decently. And just other stuff like that. But yeah, 4 times Goblin tends to be pretty good, regardless of what specific composition you create out of it. The best utilities are things like Goblin Rocket, the Ice Goblin. They tend to be some of the best ones. They're both low rarity too, ultra rare. They were both recently available too. This guy was available in event keys last week, and Goblin Rocket's actually available in event keys right now. If you open like 3 or 4 event keys, you're pretty much guaranteed a Goblin Rocket if you don't already own one. So pretty much anyone can go do that very easily. You could just use some of the gems from the event objective thing if you don't already have the event keys laying around. You could also buy event keys for 180 glory each. I don't normally mention that because I would advise against it. But if you did just need a few glory keys and you had no other means of really obtaining them, and you just desperately wanted them but didn't have the gems or something, where are they? It's under glory rewards. The Spoils of War does give 1 glory, or one event key. It's not worth doing unless you just, like I said, unless you just desperately wanted a few. But yeah, you can buy event keys through glory. It's not normally something that's used that often due to every other drop you get off it being pretty bad. You're basically spending 180 glory for 1 key, which is a little expensive. Really wish they would rebalance that. There's a lot of mention on it, but they never did bother rebalancing it at all. They need to at least increase the gold and soul amount just ever so slightly. Even if they only just doubled it and made it, what, like 1,000 gold and like 200 souls or something like that. Even that would still be pretty nice compared to what it currently gives. Alright, we'll go through Sunbird down. Also, hello, Sismon and Peter. Welcome. For pets, you always use your dragon team if they are getting annoying. Yes, using any team with Dragonian Monk is insanely good. A good majority of what I run on my lower level account runs Dragonian Monk every time. He's the best barrier spam troop in the game aside from Double Dwarven Gate. But assuming your team doesn't function with Double Dwarven Gate, then you just go with Dragonian Monk instead. Very few teams can actually function with Double Dwarven Gate. And generally, Valkyrie Tesla is the way to go with it, if you are running double gates. Yeah, anything with a Devourer is insanely good. Problem is there's not that many good Devourers. Bullet is basically the only one. Bullet into Alchemist, Bullet into Apothecary, stuff like that. Even Bullet into something like Deep Borer wouldn't even be that bad. There's a lot of low rarity things you could do to feed it the mana it needs. Alright, we'll go get a Rowan here. And then it goes. Also, where are the treasure gnomes? We haven't gotten one for a little while. Oh, at least we got arcane to make up for it. It's not the same as a treasure gnome, but in some cases, that's probably better than a treasure gnome with some of the drops that he has. Okay, we're gonna move that over. Wish they would do a 2x Traitstone event during one of the things. It would be a good way for newer players to get all the Traitstones they need. Of course, for me, the best one that they could ever do is if they ever added a +5 glory for Explorer. Though I don't think they've ever done that before. Maybe once. But it might have been 0 times, actually. I know they've done it with gold, so if they never do it with glory, gold would be the best one, technically, for myself, personally, which is what they currently have. As I mentioned earlier, it's about 72,000. But how quick we win, it's about 72,000 more gold per hour, just from having a single troop on our team, which basically brings it up to PvP rate of gold, which is kind of nice. I'll probably donate more of that to our guild next week. I think we already donated. We donated 5 million the previous week, 2 million this week, and probably another 2 million next week. Especially after all the gold excess that we're getting from this guy today. But yeah, didn't we do 2,000 this week? If not, I'm going to do another 1 million right now. Oops, that's not where I want to go. Guilds. Let's see. Oh no, I did only do 1 million. Okay, well, there we go. Let's go do that right now. Oh, never mind. It's a weird number. Ah, someone from my guild needs to go and fix that. Okay, fine. I'll add like 500,000 for now. We'll go do that. And we'll get the other one later. Because we're going to have so much excess gold. We'll still need to save some of it for next kingdom, but we have plenty of time before then. We still have like 2 months. There'll probably be like 3 more gold events before then. Alright, move that, throw a firebomb, go from there. Come on, firebomb, go. And let's throw a WAN down. And dead. You guess you could do a sacrifice with Black Beast too? That wouldn't be enough damage. You can go and devour one of them, and then have your Black Beast devour the thing that just devoured the other enemy. But in all other circumstances, I wouldn't really bother with it. And we just throw and kill it. Hey, we actually got some Doom Skulls in there. Also, thank you, Whole Wakang, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Explore PvP, Arena, and Treasure Gnomes. Oh yeah, Explore PvP and Arena are the best locations to get Treasure Gnomes. They're also available in challenges. They're available in almost every single piece of battle and content. The only few locations that they're not available is anything guild related. So for example, this week you do not get them in raids. Anything that is kind of like a static battle, like dungeons, you can't find them in. Pet gnomes, you can't find them in. And that's about it. Basically, those 3 things are the only ones you can't. But yeah, the 2 main locations that people tend to grind them in, or 3 technically, are Explore over and over again with the repeat button. Challenges, particularly ones that you haven't done yet, like these, are best time to ever do them is during gnome events, since you just get a really easy chances at finding gnomes. And PvP, particularly casual PvP, constantly doing 1 trophies, though just PvP in general is also good. And some people also do Arena, because you can farm souls while simultaneously going and getting everything you need for that. But yeah, it's pretty quick doing these 2. For newer players, this is probably actually the most efficient way of doing it, since you probably can't win Explore as quickly, nor could you win PvP as quickly. So constantly doing Arena, if you're a newer player, is probably your best bet for finding gnomes. You get 5 glory keys if you win all the way out. You get a huge amount of souls, and this is boosted based on your soul bonuses too, so if you have a 100% soul gaining armor, make sure to wear it before you claim it and stuff like that. You also get a bunch of trophies. This is pretty irrelevant, but oddly enough, Arena has the highest rate of trophies in the entire game. Trophies are pretty irrelevant though, as I mentioned, but some high-level guilds do this as their way to obtain trophies, as nothing gives more trophies than Arena currently. Even if you rush 2 or 3 trophy PvPs, battles with the best PvP teams in the game maxed out, you still will not be able to get trophies as quickly as you can get them in Arena, particularly if you have Dawnbringer, but even without Dawnbringer, it's still quicker than what you can do in PvP in most situations. Technically, early game PvP can be a little bit quicker than Arena for trophies, but again, trophies are pretty irrelevant. More so, you'd be doing this early on in the game for the souls more so, and the glory keys than what you would get from PvP. But PvP would give you a lot more gold. But if you have level 10 all kingdoms, that's pretty irrelevant, getting more gold. Because once you get to that point, all the gold you get just basically goes into your guild anyways. And anyways, but yeah, that's all the locations you would do. Arena, Explore, Challenges, and PvP are the locations you'd essentially farm treasure gnomes in. Where are you thinking of Dark Troll for purple generation? For what? For what troop? Also, is there a team for Catchers the Bull? Catchers the Bull tends to be used with a red spam team of any kind. I tend to just put a Hellcat into some kind of weird team and just run it that way. You just basically Hellcat into him and then go and cast on the 2nd slot, cast on the 4th slot, and then win out the battle. As far as specific team compositions, that really depends a lot on what you have. I tend to just do it into a Gorgoltha team more often than not, like Gorgoltha, Hellcat, him, and one other cleanup troop like Infernus or something. Of course, you don't have to do Infernus. Infernus plus Ketris is an amazing combo, but you by no means need it to make Ketris work. Main thing you need is just a little bit of red mana generation just to make sure he gains his stats, assuming you have him fully traded, of course. And even non-fully traded, he normally still gets kills, even if you have nothing to buff him up with. Is soul farming better to get souls or arena? Depends on your teams. Early on in the game, arena is better. But if you have any actual soul farming teams are better. Though some people still prefer doing arena just because it has more variety than using a soul farming team. It also gives other resources like trophies, glory keys, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd probably just stick with arena. If you're capable of getting upwards of 20,000 souls, or even if you're getting like close to about 20,000 souls per hour from arena, then it's definitely worth doing arena. Though do keep in mind that you can easily gain 20,000 to about 25,000 souls per hour off of general soul farming teams like Triple Warlock Valkyrie, Dragon Soul Triple Azurus, Dragon Soul Double Azurus, Umber Wolf, stuff like that is technically higher rate than arena, unless you have a Dawnbringer, but of course you probably don't have Dawnbringer laying around. But I don't know, it really comes down to preference, I would say. Even if you do get slower rate during arena, most people do prefer just doing arena instead, due to it being more bearable. Since it's a lot more variety, you get to actually pick teams, you get to try a bunch of different stuff, you get to mess with different weapons, and it's just more fun overall to most people. But if you just wanted the higher rate, it is technically quicker just doing a normal soul farming team. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions? Don't believe I did. Actually, I probably did. Have you noticed a change in some war gear troops? Looking at them the other day, and noticed changes to Savage Hunter, Knoll, and Wild Fang. Oh, those were changed during the most recent patch. I went over those during the patch notes. I didn't actually do a specific video on it. I went over them on stream. But yes, they did change all of the Knoll guys. There were several changes that they actually made in the most recent patch, balance-wise. But if you check the patch notes, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually still the first link in the description, the 3.4 changelog. If you go check that, that goes over all the changes that occurred to them, as well as every other troop that got modified. Most of them were pretty irrelevant, but yeah, go check that if you haven't already. That has the full list of everything that got changed. Yeah, we went over it earlier. I forget what all of them are off the top of my head. But, yes, they got changed in the most recent patch, like a month ago. Could you not combo with a cheap summoner? Who are you referring to? Combo what? Oh, yeah, you can do Black Beast with a cheap summoner. Giant Spider tends to be one of the more popular ones, especially if you have a good thing that you could put purple into. Mainly because you can just keep spamming it, and it's a beast, so you could use it with, like, Forest Guardian stuff to scroll spam, if you happen to have it. But yeah, just any cheap summoner works pretty well with Black Beast, even if it's not a beast-related one. Just any summoner in general is perfectly fine to go use with it. Anyways, let me go back to the grinds. Go get our gold, go get our explorer done. Also, thank you, Gordy, for your subscribe. Much appreciated. Hey, every single time we keep coming back to it, we keep finding a gnome. Perfect. I am perfectly fine with that. So we're up to 4 vault keys this stream. 13 open today. Hopefully we get another one. Also, the next vault key we find, even if we find it this battle, I will go give out the redeem code. Next vault key we find. Oh! Well then! Redeem code time! Well then. That was quick. Seriously, I think they may have increased the vault key drop rate even higher. That or we're just getting really lucky this time around. That or I got really unlucky last week. So one of these is occurring, but that's our... I'm losing track of how many we got now. Is that our 4th or 5th? I completely lost track. That's our 5th. That's our 5th vault key to stream. That's almost 50% rate of getting vault keys. Anyways, let's go hand out the thing. I did say when I get the next one. I wasn't expecting that to literally be right now, but that works quite conveniently. Well, let's go put all this in. This will be... Oh, by the way, make sure to use the redeem code below, too, if you haven't already. I assume it's already depleted, but if not, gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. But yeah, or you can go back into the video and double check it later. I believe she expanded the claims too, so they might last a little while longer. I think she expanded them to 400 claims. But even though we only have like 100 people here right now, do keep in mind that there's technically going to die a lot quicker than that. Even though there's 100 here, of course, with people guilds, every single guild has 30 peoples in it. So if people like share it with their guilds, the code still dies in like 15 minutes, even with that many claims, just because. Of course, the amount of people that are here is not the total amount of people that could possibly claim it. Literally anyone in the entire game could claim it. There's like 100,000 players or something, just on the PC Mobile Amazon version, so across all 3. So yeah, they can go pretty quick. Still, regardless. But anyways, guys, there's the code, the updated one. the new one, and we'll go post that into chat as well. So let me go do that right now. Go post that there. Oops, I didn't even double check to see if it works. Let me go do that right now. I assume it does, but always like to double check them just in case. And yeah, it does indeed function correctly. We'll go copy all that, and there you guys go. There is all of the code links. You're gonna cause them to nerf vault keys? They're not gonna nerf vault keys. They better not. But there you guys go. There's the code. Gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Use on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Underneath your settings, you can find your invite code. And whatever your game says there is what you put in for the invite code. The redeem code is the thing below that says redeem code right there, as well as in chat. And it gives the normal reward, as I mentioned. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And did we get anything from the gem key? Probably not. Hey, an arcane! That's not one of them that we really needed, but it's better than getting a useless troop, so I'll take it. Or at least to me, they'll be useless because we already have all of them maxed out, essentially. Anyways, let's go use that vault key that we just got. 13th vault key. Oh, no. Wait. 14th vault key. This is our 14th vault key. We're starting to lose track. Yeah, we got 3, then another one, then another one. So yeah, this is our 15th today, 5th during the stream. I should probably just keep track of how many I've done this stream. So this is our 5th one so far to stream. Oops, so let's not use that. I could still win easily, but just in case, let's use the safe team. Yeah, no problem for the code. Okay, let's throw the firebomb down, get our mana. And dead. Come on, something good off of Cedric. What do we have? What do we have? Orb of Chaos, I'll take it. 20,000 gold, that's the, I believe, highest amount of gold you can get from a gnome. 4,000 gold off of one of them, and then 100 souls. Pretty standard for both of those. But yeah, got a pretty nice gold drop there off of one of the gnomes, and hopefully this orb is something not useless. Come on, blue or purple? Still haven't gotten a single one yet today. My orb luck today is horrible. I might be getting really lucky with vault keys, but I'm definitely not getting lucky with orbs, that is for sure. Wow. That's sad that our best drop off an orb today is the bigger orange one. That's the only thing that we've gotten that's been even remotely good off orbs. That's our 4th or 5th orb drop, and all of them have been either green or orange. That's like our 3rd or 4th green orb drop today. Which is very unfortunate, because they are near useless. I'd rather keep getting orange ones than greens, because they keep giving us those major green ones every single week, so they've been devalued like crazy. If nothing else, at least it's a good way of newer players to level up their stuff, but even for them, that's probably not even that useful compared to literally every other orb. We'll go take that. We'll get a Rowan in there and go from there. But yeah, we'll have another 2 redeem codes tomorrow during our stream. And we'll still be going for about another hour and a half now, as far as grinding out the gnomes, so hopefully we'll still find a few more loots. But yeah, definitely make sure to do so yourself as well. A really great time to go and try to get some free resources of various kinds. Even when you get bad drops, you're still at least getting drops nonetheless. Also, you get 400 gold for every single time you win with this little Gorbel in your team and Explore, so a lot of gold to be obtained. Even that alone is worth doing. But you're also getting gnomes on top of it. Also, don't forget the event objective. You have to kill 300 greens this week, which is ridiculously easy to do. I'm not even bothering to do it in a kingdom that has greens, since we'll likely get it done regardless. 100 souls, pretty bad drop, but better than nothing. Yep, back-to-back gnomes. I'll take it. Do you have a vault key? Let's go throw a Sunbird at it. Come on, vault key, or at least anything that's not completely horrible. Vault key! Yeah, they definitely increased the vault key rate. That or we're just, like, dumb luck right now. Anyways, before we use that vault key, let me go do the pet before I forget. Because I will forget if I don't do it soon. So let me go do that now. Even though it's a useless Grimlet, we still need it for its food. Also, we still need it for its pet mastery. Even the cosmetic pets will still need for their pet mastery. Even though they're essentially useless. What's a good... Yeah, I don't think they did increase the drop table. There has been no reports of that. And normally if they're buffing something, they would like announce it like crazy. It's like, hey, we're buffing something. Just so everyone would see it. But yeah, they don't normally shadow buff things. They shadow nerf things. They never shadow buff things. At least not intentionally. There are some unintentional ways that they have buffed things in the past. But it's very rare. Okay, anyways, we'll go throw that down. We'll go throw that in there. And down it goes. And just take the skull poke. I guess we just got super ultra lucky. Unlucky, I mean, last week with the vault keys, I guess. I told you the devs love me. Well, we did go a very long amount of time earlier without getting one. Last week. Or not last week, last month. But yeah, 1 key per hour is what the actual drop rate is, approximately. But we have gone, at minimum, like 10 hours before without getting a single one. Though currently we're 5 in, we're currently 5 vault keys in, wait, was there 6? I'm already losing track. I'm not even keeping track at this point. A lot of vault keys in 2 hours. I think it's going to come out to 3 per hour at our current rate, which is way above average. But it's mainly just coming down to luck, if nothing else. Too bad there's not gnomes in here as well. Okay, we'll go and take, what do we even need here? Let's take some greens, move that over. Take the blue. Go for the apothecary. Also, anyone just getting here, make sure to use the redeem code below. Also, I should probably go advertising global chat real quick. Normally, I don't bother spamming global chat, but I'll probably go say hi to them. While our code is still active. Probably the second I do that, it'll be not active anymore. So do make sure to go use it right now. But yeah, let me go say something to global chat. I haven't said hi to them for a while. I need to go start doing that again too, just kind of going in global chat, just kind of talking with people. I haven't really done that much these days. But sure, I should probably finish out the pet first before I go do that. It'd be weird if I said, hey, I'm farming treasure gnomes, and it's like, oh yeah, we're just doing pets right now. Let's see, we'll go and, I guess it wouldn't matter too much. Because technically farming treasure gnomes is also simultaneously farming pets. Oh, wait, never mind. Only if you do it in PvP, I forgot. Never mind, treasure gnomes are only in PvP and arena. Well, I guess if you're farming treasure gnomes in arena, you'd be farming them. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should go do some of that then. It'd be a slightly lower rate of gnomes, but we would find pet gnomes as well, which means we could find pet food, white pet food, or just pets in general. The only problem with that is I would feel obligated to have to hold it until our next pet was expired. And that would take up too much time during a stream. But, I don't know, maybe we'll still do some of it. We'll at least run a few arena runs, or at least one if nothing else. Just see how that goes. Highly doubt we'll get it all for just one, though. That doesn't take that long to run through them. Takes like a minute per battle, plus the drafting time. And that's match. You've been thinking that guy with over 160 vault keys, if he got lucky enough, he could craft a Zugoff. Yeah, he probably could get a Zugoff off the vault keys he had. Not to mention, even though he only had 160, he technically has almost more towards 180, if not even more, since you can get vault keys off of vault keys. But yeah, he probably almost has Zugoff. Just off of how many vault keys he has. I still have seen 0 reports of anyone having a Zugoff yet, though. It's ridiculously hard to get, and ridiculously expensive, too. It's a complete waste of resources. The only reason anyone would ever get a Zugoff, there's 2 reasons. One is because it's eventually actually going to be required for 10-star Kerkaroth Kingdom, which is a magic kingdom, which is a really relevant stat to have. But that's about one of the only reasons anyone would legitimately get it. But the other reason is for just showing it off, because it is extremely prestigious right now if you own it. Because essentially possibly no one actually even owns it at the moment. So owning one is excessively special. It's the most unobtained troop in the entire game by a ridiculously large margin. Even the second most unobtained is... There's like a gigantic gap between the second most unobtained and him. Because the second most unobtained is most likely the one related to that one achievement that they added. The Exynos guy. The one that you need to go spend... wow, that was a lot of cascades. The one that you need to go get those 3 weapons crafted for. And go through that whole mess to try to get. That guy is the one that is probably the second most uncrafted. Or unobtained. because you can only ever obtain him by crafting him in Soulforge, and he's pretty expensive and pretty useless. And the only reason pretty much anyone even owns him is because he's required for an achievement on PC and both the console versions. And also some people just get him for completionist purposes, like we did. But yeah, he's so useless. Even after they buff him, he's still useless. He's the only, oddly enough, even though he's a mythic, he's the only multi-summon in the game. Out of everything that can summon multiple troops, he's the only one in the entire game, for whatever reason, that doesn't have a 100% chance to summon his multi-summon. Which just seems really odd. Because all the lower ones, like the ones that are only like epic rarity, they all have a 100% chance to do their summon, but he only has a, he has to get a kill in order for it to trigger. Which doesn't make any sense at all compared to the other ones. Alright, let's go throw this down in this match. When you use Vault Keys, should you even bother to pump up the difficulty? No, difficulty has no effect on it. You should never bump up the difficulty. It just makes it harder, needlessly harder. Okay, let's go say hi to global chat. Let's see. Hello, everyone. I am streaming Treasure, Gnomes, Vault Key, and Pets. Oh, I should probably say Gems of War. Okay, well, I'm streaming Gems of War, Treasure, Gnomes, Vault Keys, and Pet Hunting on YouTube at Tacet. Hey, someone said hi. There we go. We just posted a redeem code for free in-game resources if anyone is interested. Okay, there we go. And let's keep grinding out the pets, go get our groomlets, and go and use our Vault Key. Wait, did we use the Vault Key? Yeah, I don't think we did. The most recent one. If not, we're about to. Your gnomes are nerfed 7 times 2.5 gold and 2 minerals. Wait, you got 7 times 2.5. Oh, you mean off the smaller ones? Well, that's pretty common. They're supposed to do those really commonly. We did the data a while back. It's about a 75% chance that the total amount of all your loot, or not all of your loot, but that any gnome, any single one of the smaller gnomes would end up giving you either a 2,500 gold drop, a 2 minor Traitstone drop, or a, oh, what's the other one? Or the 100 souls. There's about almost 75% chance, like 70 to 75, that it would end up giving you one of those 3 useless resources. And then the rest of the good resources make up like the rest of the drop table pretty much. Or at least that's the data we got when we were testing it that other week. Of course, doing it this week, we would find that we have like a 50% Vault Key drop rate somehow. I'm pretty sure that's not normal. Well, we'll go through that then. I'm pretty sure the first data we ever took of it's probably the most accurate data that we've ever gotten. But that was from ages ago. That video's still buried. I think I did a video going over it specifically, though, that had all that data on it. Because I made sure to do that just so we had it for reference sake. That video that I did, I believe, is the most accurate data out there. Unless anyone else has composed any other little data thingy. Of course, you would need a lot more tests than that to really get it. But based on the general drop rate, I feel like that one was the closest to the actual drop rate. Of course, if we did it based on what our current drop rate is this stream, that would be way inaccurate. Because I feel like we're just getting too lucky. We'll go and throw that down in that match. And down it goes. Any idea when we can craft Fairish Raw? It's completely random. Hopefully soon. Hopefully very, very soon. The code is gone long ago? Wait, is the code already depleted? We just posted it like 10 minutes ago. And we posted 2 within like half an hour almost. What do we take? We'll go take a yellow. You know, I really should use the rush version of this team when I'm running pets. Because for pets, I don't think it matters if we rush or not. Because if we lose the battle, it has no consequence whatsoever. I guess technically, I guess we could run it in PvP too, running the rush version. Rush version was basically just be this with Glaceon at first slot, but you would end up putting some kind of mana generator on your team of any kind. Even as a fire bomb or something would be enough to get it going, especially if they had a blood hammer of their own. Would be really potent actually using that, because you could just go trigger the storm on turn 1. whereas you would normally need to get a kill otherwise. It's actually one of the easiest ways to counter out a Bloodhammer, by the way, is actually to use Sunbird or Firebomb, since you can get the Storm triggered so early. And if you can retain it on your turn somehow from a Firebomb, I know that's completely random, but if that happens to occur, you pretty much just auto-win the battle. Can backfire, though, of course, if they end up getting something good follow-up off of that. But more often than not, it's actually really easy to win off of. Okay, this should be match, assuming we have an extra turn anywheres, and we do, and down it goes. Get all the damage applied. Do we throw it again? Also, that thing is really annoying early on in the game, if you have low stats. This does a low amount of damage, but it keeps moving your team. Makes it hard to really function with some of the things that would normally work, like Devour and stuff. Devour spam. I'll throw that down, get our hits in there. And one more, and that'll pretty much kill it out. Go for that. And there we go. And that would be our Grimlet then. Hopefully we get several copies. Not really that good a pet, but nonetheless, we still need to go and accumulate them. We got a map right there at the end. And there we go. 2 Grimlets. Again, we keep getting multi-copies of all the ones we don't actually need copies of. What are our pet food looking like these days? Also, can I upgrade him? I believe I can to next rarity. No, I cannot. Never mind. But that's also not what I meant to check. But yeah, here's what our food is currently looking at. I have no clue why, but we somehow have so much more yellow pet food than any other pet color food thing, which is really strange because I'd kind of assume brown to be the highest because I ended up getting about 50 brown pet food, which is more than any other brown pet food that I've bought in so far. But you know, bought as in Soulforge. When I say buy, I didn't bother using gems on it. Well, actually, technically I did, because I ended up getting the Gnome. So I guess technically, yes, we even used gems on it too. So I don't know how brown's not the highest. I guess because we just put too many into our Mimic, but that's important to get them upgraded. But yeah, I don't know how, but yellow is just so much higher than any other color. I guess purple will start to catch up too, since we just had the Grimlet giving us a decent amount of purple there. But yeah, I'm still saving these. I'm saving them for the better ones of each category. Of course, I've gone over it many times, but just to reiterate real quick, the best one for every single one. We did a couple videos on it too. But the best one for each one is blue. For blue, it's Krabby. For green, it is Oreo, the Oreo cookie. For red, it is, there's a lot of good red ones. There's Firefox, there's Finnecket, there's Magma Pillar, there's Whelp if you're early on in the game, and there's Wormling. All 4 of those are insanely good. As far as the absolute best, I would personally say Magma Pillar, because it's ran with Sunbird, Rowan, Firebomb, which is a really popular triple combo for running Quick Explore and stuff like that. And I believe it would give you the best overall value out of these 4. But all 4 of these are actually insanely good. Out of every color so far, red has the most useful ones. As far as yellow, it's mainly just Griffling and Peace Pigeon. Please, can I find more Peace Pigeons already? It's probably one of the most important ones I need for PvP, and I even use it on some, I believe 1 or 2 Guild War days, maybe just 1. But yeah, it would be really nice if we could get more Peace Pigeons in particular. But yeah, Peace Pigeon and the Griffling. For purple, there's a couple different ones. Moon's the absolute best, but Mini Mushroom, Fairy, and Eyelid are also decent, particularly these 2. But yeah, Moon's the absolute best out of them. Gains the most amount of benefit. Really good for soul farming if you haven't already gotten that grind down yet. And as far as brown, the best one is Mini Mimic by far, and the next best would be to throw it into the Rocky. And I don't have a 6th one here yet because I still do not own the Coca-Cola bear. We're still currently only at 35 out of 36 out of 37. I forgot they added one on Wednesday. But yeah, we're still missing the Coca-Cola bear. It's the only pet we're missing still. We'll find him eventually. Anyways, let's go back to... Oh yeah, I still haven't used the Volkey yet, did I? The Volkey is just sitting there from when we got it like 10 minutes ago when we gave out the code. But let's go do this already and see what we get. Oh, no, not that battle. Let's go use the consistent one. And there we go. What team does your Revenge use? I don't know. What team does your Revenge use? I can only imagine what you have set. I'm pretty sure it's not 4 times Rhinox. It's probably some kind of other weird team these days. Wait, what do we get here? Come on, something good from Cedric. Oh, I actually don't mind it. Normally, I would hate getting a common drop, but I actually didn't own him yet, so this is the one instance where I don't mind him dropping it. So yeah, we finally got a pet gnome. Hey, we found a pet gnome! Not the exact way I would want to find a pet gnome, but nonetheless, we found a pet gnome. Oh, I can start trolling people in PvP now. Oh, I need to go do that. I need to go do that. Let me go do that right now. Actually, it'd probably make more sense if I put a normal gnome on my team, because it's currently a gnome event right now. But yeah, we'll go make a quick troll team real quick with it. That's funny. But yeah, we've have him now. So now we own every troop in the game other than Zolgoth, because no one owns Zugoth. But there we go. We finally have every troop in the game. I'm not counting Zugoth. But yeah, we have every troop in the game again. So let me go and... where is he? Treasure. Wait, I didn't bring him up, really? Okay, plan B is... Pet. That'll bring him up. Okay, let's go fully trade him. What does he do, anyways? He summons a random beast, 30% chance to run away. So, 100% useless. But still, nonetheless, I still want to go and upgrade him. Because we can. So we'll go max him out. Say yes. Go out of there. Level him up. Max level, or at least as high as the common can go. And there we go. Okay, so we got a pet gnome now. Now let's go set our defend team to something like that. So what is currently our defend team? How did he get 1 soul? I guess apparently he got a kill somehow. What am I even using? Oh, I was using that weird, yeah, I actually did like this. It's kind of funny. But yeah, let's go troll people instead. Okay, pet gnome, treasure gnome. Let's see, pet gnome. Treasure gnome. And then 2 other troops to kind of make it look like a real team. Do we put a firebomb in there? Or do we make it look like a real team? I guess I'll put a firebomb on there. Firebomb. And what other weird troop can I put in here? Maybe just a second firebomb. Kind of make it look like a firebomb team. But with the gnomes on them. There we go. Okay. And let's just do that, I guess. Actually, you know what? Let's go and do it the right way. Let's go, I should probably get rid of one of these two. Let's go get rid of... It seems kind of weird having both. Let's go get rid of the treasure gnome and replace him with a firebomb, actually. There we go. There we go. And then we'll just do that. And we'll set our banner to something that looks like it's a firebomb team. So we'll set it to, like, sure, something like that. And there we go. Okay. And I'll make it look like a fake pet gnome. There we go. Anyways. That's so mean. But other people do it too, so I don't feel as bad. And there we go. Let's just go into this. It'll encourage people to kill it more often as well, which will help us out to get more revenge battles. Because if they accidentally think it's a real one, they might do the battle instead of just evading the battle. Because some people do evade if someone uses a weak team like that. Just because they don't like people using weak teams. And I do that too sometimes, just because I don't want... Like, when I'm trying to show a new team or test a new team, I want to do a real battle, not an easy battle like that. Because you wouldn't get a good representation against a battle like that. But yeah, if they see a pet gnome in there, they might be more inclined to go try killing it if they think it's accidentally... If they accidentally think it's a real one. You're holding a pet gnome right now? Oh, nice. We still have several more minutes on it right now. We have about... Oh, yeah, what are you doing right now anyways that you have a pet gnome active? PvP or arena? Where did you end up finding it off of? Yeah, I hope it's a mini mimic. I still need to max out my mini mimic. Well, actually, there's a lot of them I need to max out. None of them are max. But yeah, we have 14 more minutes, so you might be holding it for a little while then, if you're going to be holding it. But hopefully it's something nice. Okay, we'll just throw a firebomb in there. Yeah, that's probably the most trollish team you could possibly set. Is triple firebomb with either a treasure gnome or triple firebomb with a pet gnome, either or. Because people will think it's a standard firebomb team. And then when they go into the battle, it's like, oh, a pet. And then they'll be more inclined to kill it out, regardless. Okay, we'll go and we'll take the green. Get a Wan in there. Oh, so where are all the gnomes? We've gone like 10 minutes now without one. We were doing pretty good earlier. We'll go throw a Wan in there. And there we go. Hey, arcane. Well, that's about the same chance of us getting a gnome. In some cases, that arcane's better than what the gnome will even drop. Oh, there's the gnome I've been wanting. Come on, Volkey. Has anyone actually been keeping track of the exact amount of Volkeys we've gotten so far? I believe it's 5 or 6, but I kind of lost track by 1. It's either 5 or 6, one or the other. Ah, only 2 diamonds, really? It's one of your worst drops, but oh well. Oh, back-to-back gnomes. If nothing else, at least we're getting stuff off of them. Also, the stream's starting to get a little laggy, I just noticed. I don't know if it's just on my end or if it's coming out too. Probably. If it's on my end, it's probably coming out through the stream as well. And 2,500 gold. Not much, but for back-to-back gnomes, I won't complain too much. It's pretty nice. Right when I said we weren't getting any either. The game can hear me. Let's see. Oh yeah, he named himself Tacet's girlfriend. He did that troll name a while back, and it's still set. He ended up doing that when we moved over from Twitch to YouTube, because he realized that he can change his YouTube name easily to whatever he wants. Yeah, he hasn't changed it since. Okay, we'll go move that over. It's actually ridiculously easy to change your YouTube name. They also don't really have much of a filter for anything, which is kind of odd. You set your YouTube name to almost anything instantly. You're still running the Walrus Guild, the glitter walruses or whatever it was. Also, the devs guild is actually named something pretty funny. The actual developers of the game, their guild is called Sparkle Ponies. You can tell they take their guild very seriously. Okay, we'll go throw the firebomb down. I have no clue how that really came to be, but it's always been Sparkle Ponies since like day 1 of the game. That's always been the devs guild. I believe it's on the live servers too. Though they have like maxed out everything on their accounts though. Even though they're only like level 300 or something. Oh, we'll go move that over. Get her land down. There's actually a complaint a while back because their guild is so low in the brackets. And they would have like almost maxed out everything, so they'd pretty much like auto win everything, and anyone who would ever face them would just do so bad because they were so much stronger than anything else around the level range. But that tends to happen a lot, not just with them though, but just with guilds in general. Because any guild that's starting to go up the brackets, they will just, if they're still a little bit low, but they're just starting out, you're initially going to have a lot of instances where you're just going to have a really big disparity between the better guild and the weaker guilds. They have tweaked it some so that I believe it considers your team score of every single person in your guild when you end up winning out of Guild Wars to make sure you increase by multiple brackets when you're like very low down in the bracket system. But once you start getting to the higher brackets, it's you move up by 2 if you make first place. You move down by 2 if you make last place in the bracket. You move up by 1 if you make second or third, and you move down by 1 if you make second to last or second to third. And that's how almost every bracket works, or at least a good majority of the ones that most people will be in. But there are some exceptions to it. The top 2 brackets move slightly differently. I mean, the top 3 brackets move slightly differently than that, and the very low brackets move slightly differently than that. The lower ones move by way more than just 2. And the higher ones basically only ever move by 1. What to use if you don't have mythic goblin rockets to use in your team with Mang and raids. If you do not have a mythic goblin rocket or just a goblin rocket in general, it doesn't have to be mythic. He's only ultra rare. You can find him in event key drop table right now. Probably if you open like 4 event keys, you'd find one. And in like 20, you'd probably have the 3 copies you would need to run a team. But, yeah, they don't have to be mythic. Ideally, they'd be able to withstand, at minimum, hopefully they'd be able to withstand at least 1 skull poke. But, yeah, they by no means need to be mythic. It helps just with damage some, too, but you mainly just need the board control. But, if you're not running that, that's basically the only thing you really could run. That's, like, the cheapest thing. Everything beyond that would be more expensive, not cheaper. The only thing that you may be able to do is some kind of weird board rider thing, but board rider doesn't have anywhere near as much control or mana accumulation than a goblin rocket does. But yeah, goblin rocket, Mang triple goblin rocket's about the cheapest, best you can really go. And even with better options, I've still been running triple Goblin Rocket just because it just seems to work. But yeah, the event key drop table right now. I opened some on my other account. I don't think I did it on video though, but I think I opened like 10 or so. But yeah, almost the entire drop table's Goblin Rockets. Like at minimum, 1/4 of the drop table of event keys is Goblin Rocket right now. So you could easily obtain it, even if you only have a few laying around, or a few gems laying around. No, Grapple Pod is nice, but you by no means need it for raids. I was mainly just messing with that, just to kind of see how it would work in them. But no, you by no means need a Grapple Pod for it to function. Grapple Pod's even pretty bad against the later raids, because the bigger threat becomes more so the boss than the little things in its way. And against the boss, Grapple Pod does very little. Grapple Pod's better when you're doing things like PvP and Guild Wars, mainly because it's a lot more consistent for that kind of content. But for raids, it's actually pretty bad compared to the other goblins. Oh, sorry, Tuck, I couldn't see your response. You are making comments, I just didn't notice them. Wait, where is your things? Your thing isn't coming up at all. Never mind. Let's see. What was your question? Could you replace your question? I see your question asking about your question, but I don't see your question. They need to hunt the devs events, something like 50 gems for when you end up killing a dev. They actually did used to have something like that. Where in the old PvP system, if you battled and defeated one of the developers of the game, you would gain additional gold. But that is no longer the case, I don't believe. But then again, I don't know because I haven't done one for ages. But back in the day, you used to gain quite a bit more gold if you defeated the developer of the game. I think it was like 2 to 3 times more than what the normal battle would be in gold. I wouldn't know because I haven't done it for a while. And also, you'd have to do it through the PvP system thing. You wouldn't be able to do it if you did it via the, like if you just battled them from seeing them in global chat. That wouldn't work. But, yeah, you'd have to find it specifically in PvP. So you know what? It might still work. The problem is a good majority of them are lower levels. You'd have to be around like the level 200 to 500 level range to really see them, if they even are in the drop table. Also, I need to go start Gems of War. It keeps lagging. Normally that happens when you play a lot of battles in a row. So hopefully this guy has a vault key, and then we'll go back and do that vault key. Nope, 2 minor Traitstones, useless. But let me go restart it real quick. Let's take tribute first, though. And 11 tribute, not too bad. I'll take it, 10 gems and all that. Let's just restart the game. And hopefully it's not as laggy when we come back. Oh no, it's not even closing. There we go. That awkward moment when it lags from trying to close. Were you thinking of a Dark Troll for purple generator for Raw? Generally, I don't bother using that for it, but yes, you could use Dark Troll with it if you wanted to. Dark Troll into Fair Raw ends up working due to its soul gain it has on top of the purple. So it's pretty nice to use, but... wait, why didn't it open? Okay, go. But yeah, you can definitely use Dark Troll with it. Not one that I personally use. I much prefer going Dragon Soul teams with them, but yes, Dark Troll is perfectly fine to do. Do you know your question? I didn't see it. I'll go check in 1 second. Let me just wait till this loads out, and then I'll go check the normal chat. Move this over, because I can't see it while it's opening. And there we go, move that to the corner. And what was your question? Move up, move up, move up. This time you collected tribute and got a pet notification. Last time you need to do a battle to see it. Why is it so different? I think they were trying to make the notification come up a bit more than normal, just because a lot of people were mentioning that they were missing the notification. But normally, yes, you would have to do a battle or restart the game to redo the notification thingy. Also, Techni, if you're still holding the pet, you have 3 minutes, so basically wait 4 more minutes. I'll let you know, probably in like another 3 battles, or actually more than that, but I'll let you know in a few minutes when it's ready. If you are still holding on to it. Are you still holding on to it? Let me know if you are. Okay, let's go take the blue over, get the firebomb down, and go from there. And so we'll go take that. And there we go. Okay, let's go and just keep plowing them down for a few more. Wait, why the dots? Did he already do it? What? Did he already claim the pet earlier? I didn't see when he mentioned that. Also, hello, Mark Punk. Welcome. We'll go through a WAN. But did I miss something really obvious and I just didn't notice it? Probably. What did I miss? Oh, duh. Yeah, he isn't. Oh, yeah, I forgot. He's not in the guild anymore. I don't know why I thought he was. I forgot. He left 2 weeks ago. Or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. The way that he said it in chat made me think that he still was. That's a fail. That is a fail. Yeah, I completely forgot. That's what went completely over my head. Well, I normally don't check to see what's even on that screen these days. The only time I ever check the guild things is normally for Guild Wars specifically. Guild Wars, raids, and invasions. I don't normally check to actually go into that guild page. And there we go, we get a little bit of gold. So I don't normally check like the full roster. Yeah, that's a fail. That is pretty funny. I probably should start checking that more often though, due to people not doing minimums. I've been cracking down on that some slightly. I think everyone currently in the guild has been doing it pretty decently, which is why I haven't been checking as much lately. Or probably should be, just in case. Okay, we'll go take the blue over. Move that over, get Sunbird. Do we currently have any spots open? Not at the moment, but on Sundays and Mondays we tend to get openings. But at this current moment in time, we do have all 30. But yeah, message me on the forum, if you can. The Gems of War forum, just so I can remember. That's the best place if you are looking to get into the guild to ever message me on. You just private message me on the Gems of War forum. Because whenever I go recruiting, I generally start with the forum. One HP, what are you doing? Okay, we'll go get a Sunbird in there. We'll go from there. Has Aberrath and Behemoth fallen out of the meta forever? Pretty much, yes. In the past, they were both decent troops, but these days they are near useless. Behemoth got even worse too when Submerge came into the game. Yeah, neither of them are ever viable to use, unfortunately. Or almost never, I should say. And 6,000 gold, not bad. I like how I say I never get 6,000 gold, yet this time we're actually getting it quite often. I will go through that in there. I don't mind though, 6,000's, well, definitely not one of his better drops. It's far away from one of his worst drops, so I'm fine with it. It's like 1 to 2 PvP battle worth of gold. Yeah, we ended up finding 5 vault keys, or 6 vault keys. I actually lost track already. But we found about 5 to 6 vault keys this stream so far. Pretty lucky. We actually found 3 back to back to back when we first started the stream. And we found 2 other ones since then, or 3, however many it was. Keep forgetting. I lost track of it so quickly. But yeah, we found about 3 vault keys per hour so far. So then again, this hour is going to bring that down, because so far this hour we found 0. But, yeah, it's been going over pretty well. Are gnomes supposed to be more prevalent in PvP Explore? There's not any location where they're more prevalent. Every location that they're in, they're at the exact same drop rate. But there are locations where you can kill them quicker. For example, Explorer, you can get one of the quickest kills possible. Whereas if you do it in PvP, it's quite a bit slower, of course, especially if you're doing normal battles. But Arena and Explorer tend to be the 2 most popular locations to try going for them. Explore if you're looking to do it as quickly as possible. Explore if you're trying to do it as quickly as possible. Arena if you're trying to get more resources and pet gnomes while you're doing so. Also, I should probably go start doing that, because if no one in my guild is actually holding a pet right now, we're going to want to be able to go and get one ourselves. So if anyone is in my guild, the pet is down currently, so make sure to go claim that. Also, we're only 1 subscriber away from 8,400. If anyone still wants to go subscribe, we stream Gems of War every single day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As well as Friday and Saturday mornings. And we'll have another 2 redeem codes tomorrow. I believe the one below is already used up, but we'll have 2 more tomorrow. And it gives us just 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Each redeem code. Thank you, JE. Much appreciated. Okay, Yep, there's your subscribe. Thank you for that. Had a little bit delay on the little notification thingy. What was I about to go do? Let's go do... I still haven't done arena grinding yet. Let me go do that. That's what I was going to do too, to try to get a pet. So yeah, let's go do some arena runs. This team was just kind of randomly drafted out of stuff, so let me go retire it and go get a slightly better team. Actually, you know what? Let's just run it, I guess. We'll put that there. And we'll just run it. We'll run it on hard. Okay. Let's see if we can find some gnomes here. Right off the bat, want to grab all that mana, get Dawnbringer down. Ow. You gotta be careful of Doom Skulls too. That is a thing that you have to worry about now in this game mode. They do exist in Arena, as you can see right there. So go get that down. 1 HP, what are you doing? Well, we'll need another cast to get that going. We'll get that first surge, clear out the entire board, do some damage off of that, do 2 Doom Skull and everything. We'll take a red. Oh, wait, that gives him purple. Well, at least he didn't get anything over there. What does that do? Oh, yeah, HP buff to himself. We'll need another poke after that. So we'll take that for a purple chance. Didn't get it. Didn't get surge either. Let's take that red, get full mana. Throw a Dawnbringer at him. That'll kill everything except hero, and now we just need to skull poke him twice. So there's once. And there's twice off of this. And this does remove, so we don't actually get to do the damage. Oh, wait, what? Why did that do damage? Hey, we got an arcane. Really? I was in that kingdom the entire time trying to farm brown-purple Traitstones. And we just randomly pull brown-purple arcane from Arena. That's funny. Let me screenshot that, actually. That's really funny. I don't know why I screenshot everything. I just love screenshot spamming. I have so many old pictures of this game, too. Should probably be doing that more often. There's a lot of things I could have screenshotted in the past that I never did. Mainly because I never thought the game would develop and change that much. But there's some things that look so different compared to what they used to. Alright, let's just take that purple. Didn't surge it, unfortunately. Still need the last bit of our mana. Really need to get Dawnbringer up, so we'll go move that over. Take a bit more reds. Grab that real quick. Take the red surge, hopefully. Ooh, no surge, but we did get skull poke. So grab the full mana right there. Get both of those. Take that before we do anything. And nice extra turn. Oh, that almost backfired if that wasn't an extra turn. He actually would have had enough damage to kill me, probably. With the ranger, but we'll go through that in there. Now we just need a little bit more damage to land, so we'll go and clear out all that. It should kill it. And now we just need to apply a little bit more. But yeah, this is remove a row. It's not supposed to do damage when you take a skull. I don't know why the Doom Skull did damage from it. It's not supposed to happen. And down it goes. Oh, so far no gnomes. No pet gnomes, no treasure gnomes. But yeah, we could find pet gnomes here too. The rate of pet gnomes isn't increased during this event, but it is possible to find them. They're just a normal rate instead of the increased rate though. Alright, let's get a Dawnbringer in there. That'll do a good majority of the damage we need. 1 HP, the struggle of not having more yellows on the team. Luckily he's running a lot of yellow because he's also running Dawnbringer. Or at least he was. But it doesn't show a Dawnbringer because they changed up how the weapon functions in Arena. Whenever there would normally have been a Dawnbringer, it's replaced with a bunch of other weapons instead. Yeah, the redeem code below is probably already dead. It runs through pretty quick. Have you checked the leaderboard on the new raids? There's a weird entry on the top 3. Yes, we did notice it. It was actually number 1 earlier. But yes, we did notice the weird thing on the raids this week on the leaderboard. It was reported on the forum. It's been reported to support, and they are looking into what on earth is up with that. Alright, we'll take that over. That'll give us the little bit of board control we need. Grab that. Take all that mana. Get a Dawnbringer in there. I think we manually take that skull and then throw Dawnbringer. Just to make sure we secure the kill on hero. What is he even using? It's running the Mortani Slife. And we'll just need one more of those to kill it out. So take that over. Just keep taking our mana immediately every time we see it. Do we take the skull? Not really that worth going for. It doesn't even hit us that hard. We'll just go for manas. You try finding the last little bit of our mana somehow. There we go, and that's match. Just for the Dawnbringer, and that's the last little bit that we need. And on to the next battle. And there we go. Level 49, what a legend. I know, right? I know, there hasn't been too much hacking as of recently to the game. We still don't have any confirmation that that was what that was on that one battle. That takes a lot of dedication if that wasn't hacking, though, because you would have to have grinded out a lot for a very long time. You'd have to have done treasure hunt for like months on end to be able to even remotely do that legitimately. Well, we'll go and let's take the red. Oh, I could have taken that for skull, couldn't I have? I guess it wouldn't have made too big a difference. We still need to do 1 damage to the other one, so we would have needed Dawnbringer or something regardless. Wouldn't that be funny if you would have gotten that transform? No, it wouldn't have been. Alright, we'll throw the Dawnbringer down and down it goes. I feel like this arena is going a little bit slower this time, but that's mainly because this draft was a little bit weird. I didn't even bother drafting it. This was just what was already here. Pretty sure this was almost like random picks. I think I was just showing it real quick for a video, make it some kind of point at one point. This was what the team that ended up getting drafted from it. We'll go through a Dawnbringer. We'll need 2 more of those or a bunch of skulls. We'll definitely need at least 1 more, that's for sure. Nice. And last of our mana, throw a Dawnbringer. Hopefully that's enough damage. Might be a little short. And if it is enough. Should have probably taken that skull first if we didn't know if it was enough damage or not. Okay, we'll go take the yellow, grab that, get our mana, nice cascade, take the blue, Dawnbringer to Dawnbringer, we'll be good to go. Let it have the skull because it gives us green. And blue apparently, and a bunch of other colors. All the colors of the rainbow. I'll take the blue if he doesn't take it, or she doesn't take it, and take the red, didn't surge, we'll need 1 more, and that's match. And never mind, we still need 1 more poke. Oh good, right before the Sunbird as well. And actually 2 more pokes. We'll need Dawnbringer into a skull, or Dawnbringer into anything. Either would work. We'll throw a Dawnbringer there, 2 HP. If only we had 1 more yellow on the team. That's why you spam your team with yellows. And there we go. And the final battle. Let's go claim our souls. And I guess 5 glory key too, technically. Okay, we'll go and yeah, let's take the skull, I guess. Grab that. Take the red. Get the purple. Sure, we'll take purple to purple. Maybe we'll get all of his mana up. Never mind. That's not happening. Take a blue over. Grab ourselves the yellow for full mana. There goes Fairy Fire. Ooh, that's really annoying when that Fairy Fire on. Luckily, Skull does not get modified, but his abilities will. Then again, he only really has 1 cast. Ooh, Death Mark 2. That's pretty annoying. Ooh, double ooze. What do I do about this? Oh, I could have taken that red. Never mind. Well, he also gives us a good board, so that actually works out. We'll go do all that, take a red, and pretty much just win off of that. Do we have any kind of weird move that we can go do? Not really. Let's take the red down. Start getting Dawnbringer back up. Take the other red. Let's get the last little bit of mana that we need. Then Surge. Come on, Surges. Where are you? Trying to get that last little bit of mana, and then that'll be match. No point in trying to kill them out 1 by 1, since we can just do it that way. And there we go. And that gives the normal reward. So we end up getting 30 trophies, 5 glory keys, 3... That is such a weird number of souls. 36, 36. Good job, 3% bonus from the, what's his name? Moon. That's what's making that number look so weird. As well as the gold. The mini mimic is making that gold look like a really weird value as well. But not too bad. No, this needs to go away. This is such a dated part of the game. And there we go. Anyways. Yeah, it didn't quite work out. Didn't find a pet gnome, didn't find treasure gnomes. Let's go back to explore. It's a lot quicker doing it this way. Oh, I forgot to put it back to normal difficulty. But we're getting so much gold from this extra 400 gold per battle thing that we might as well just do this instead. The cycle of battles is way quicker as well, as you can see. We could probably win about 3 to 4 battles in one battle compared to 1 battle in the other game mode. So we'll go get that down. Let's see. 20 rounds since you asked a question about gnomes and still nothing? Oh, wait. About getting the gnome or what? Sorry, what was your question? If you still have any question, feel free to leave it again. Are gnomes supposed to be more prevalent? No, never mind. I already answered that. Let's see. Do Deal 3 damage to all enemies when an enemy got an extra turn. Like Kraken. Oh, that would be a interesting trait. Like an inverse Kraken. Doing damage to the opposing team every extra turn they take. That'd be a pretty cool concept. It's pretty much the exact same thing. How do you use redeem codes? You use them on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. The current code below me is already used up, I believe, though. It was used up pretty much. They pretty much get used up in the first 10 minutes. But yeah, we'll have another 2 tomorrow during tomorrow's stream. It starts like 2.5 hours prior to now, approximately 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Friday and Saturday. But yeah, I believe the current one's already dead, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, even if you go dry on the gnomes for a little while, you're still getting, if nothing else, gold from the little gerbil guy. Plus you're getting EXP and Traitstones. So it's pretty nice just from that alone, if nothing else. Oh yeah, and the green event gems too, as you mentioned. Even if you're not fighting in a kingdom that has a lot of green, Forest of Thorns would be the best location if you don't have that much time. But you can pretty much do it everywhere. Almost every battle you do will have some amount of green in it, like you can see here. So if you grind it long enough, you'd automatically have it regardless. I should have taken blue there or something, because now we're not going to have an easy way to kill it quickly. It's going to take too long, and down it goes. It's really annoying that the kingdom has Cerberus in it. I believe the other kingdom has more annoying stuff, so overall, this is actually the better brown-purple kingdom. And the reason I'm doing brown-purple is because I need more of the arcane Traitstone. And then again, at this point, we might not actually even need it anymore since we've been grinding it out for almost an hour now, specifically this kingdom. So I might go move over to green-purple then. That kingdom's really annoying, though. It has a lot of mana drain, but still. It's probably better than doing this if we already have enough. Also, a whole team of legends. Haven't seen that for a while. At least in this game mode. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a follow-up to that. That is nowhere near enough damage. Oh, it could take an extra turn right there. Luckily, it's still there, so he leaves it for us, and down it goes. Okay, let's go check how many we currently have. What's our current brown-purple situation looking like? We even got some from Arena when we were doing it, or at least one. 165. And our next lowest is 165, so it's actually tied now with our other lowest. So, yes, Arcane Venom and Arcane Skull, I believe it is called, are both now my lowest 2 Traitstones. Let me see what's coming up soon in coloration, and then judge it that way. Also, thank you everyone for the subscribes, as well as Dorothy for the subscribe. We have hit over 8,400 subscribers this stream. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, sweet. Very nice milestone. Eventually, we will hit the almighty 10,000. But yeah, we'll head there eventually. I think we're still months away from that, though. Anyways, which one do we go for? I guess we'll just go back to doing brown-purple. Oh yeah, never mind. I was going to check to see what's coming up soon. That's what I was about to go do. I'm going to go do that right now and see what's coming up and see which one's more important, brown-purple or green-purple. It's not that big a deal, but still I want to know. Let's see. What's coming up soon in the near future? What coloration is the next mythic? That might also be something to consider grinding out. Mountain and Storm. That's brown, yellow, and... I forget what color Storm is. I think red-yellow? I want to say red-yellow. Let's see. Mountain and Storm. Forget some of their names to what they do. Mountain is definitely brown-yellow. I know that. Oh yeah, Storm is red-yellow. I got them both right. So we have way more enough in that and way more enough in that. So I don't need to bother grinding either of those 2 out. We're going to deplete them by 21, which means we have about 178. And that is more than what our current other reserves are right now. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. And what was the new legend that's coming out? What color was that? The new Naga that's coming out is green-red. And yeah, we have plenty of green-red. So yeah, that's not going to hurt us at all. So yeah, I guess we just go for the lowest, because new content that's coming out isn't actually depleting anything relevant. It's all the ones that we already have like 200 plus of. So yeah, I guess we'll just go back to brown-purple. Or you know what, let's just switch it up some. Zolkari. Wait, is there another green-purple? Pretty sure that's the only green-purple kingdom. Oh, no, there is a second one that came into the game. There's, oh, what was it? It's Bright Forest is the other one. I forget if it's actually better. It might actually be better than doing it in Zolkari, because Zolkari has a lot of annoying mana drains. They probably wouldn't get them off, but if they do, it would set us back a lot. Okay, we'll go take that. Get Sunbird in there. 10K you get to start monetizing for anyone new anyway? Really? I thought they made it so you only need 1,000. They did make it so you need like some amount of subscribers to start monetizing your channel, but I don't believe it was 10K. Yeah, it was like 10K views or 1K subs, I believe it is, before you could start monetizing now. It wasn't 10K subscribers. No way would it be that many. That'd be ridiculously near impossible for a startup channel to do. It takes anywhere from like 1 to 2 years for an average YouTube channel to get to 10,000. But yeah, actually we're at 2 years and still haven't yet. Oh no. But yeah, I believe that's the average. It's somewhere around there. Normally, once you start getting to the higher range, if you're doing like a more general channel, you start to really take off once you hit like over 10,000. Not so much for a channel like this, because it's a really specific thing that we cover, which is basically Gems of War and just some gaming guides in general here and there on ever so occasion. But I probably should start doing those more consistently. But yeah, it's not a general enough channel that it would really get traction like that. Let's see. But yeah, it's only 1K subs or I believe 10K views. I don't know if it's either or what, but they did do that like some kind of requirement before you could start monetizing. Before, I think you only needed like 10 subscribers or something. Something ridiculously like easy that you could do in like one video. Or even just with a bunch of friends just going to your channel, which I think was one of the biggest issues they had with it too. Was it was really easy to make like fake accounts, bot accounts, and other stuff like that. I will throw that in there. Though still, 1,000 subscribers is relatively hard to do just with making zero money that entire time. Unless you just get some really popular videos. That can take easily about like 6 months. Let's see, we'll throw a sunbird in there. Get that down. And there we go. Alright, we'll go through the firebomb in there. Take the blue. Get a Rowan into Sunbird, and... Oh no, that better not be that common in this kingdom, that one that revives. That's the whole reason why I don't do some of these kingdoms, is those 25% revive traits. They are really annoying. Oh, treasure gnome. First one we found in this kingdom. Not like it makes any difference, but still. We'll go grab that. Sunbird, dead. Please have a vault key. And 2,500 gold. Bad loot, but better than the absolute worst ones. Hey, a grapple pot and a glitter claw. This is the glitter claw kingdom, so that does make sense that there's a glitter claw here. A little bit odd seeing grapple pot here, though. Alright, let me take that just in case this doesn't kill. Let me take that again just in case it doesn't kill. And I had a feeling that wouldn't kill. I just had a hunch that that was just ever so slightly short. We'll go grab that just to clear out the board. Does this guy ever devour? I think I've seen him devour 2 times total since he's been released. Oh, there's the arcane. That's the whole reason why we're here, is to get more of those. Well, that and the treasure gnomes, obviously. No, 6 months to get 10K subscribers? No, way more than that. I said 6K to get 1K subscribers. Approximately. Well, it can vary. But the first 1,000 I feel like is the absolute hardest. After that, it's actually relatively easy. Well, I shouldn't say relatively easy, but it's the initial start that can be like the real hard part of it. Once you actually get some traction and start to get out there some of your videos start reaching like some of the front pages for certain search options, then it starts becoming a lot easier to grow. But until then, it's really difficult. Which I think discourages a lot of people from even trying it. Once you get past that initial hump, it's relatively easy, though. We'll go take that down. Get a sunbird and dead. It also comes down to tagging everything correctly, too. Which I kind of already knew how to do before I even started YouTube. We'll go throw that down. Firebomb, sunbird, and dead. Well, the easiest way to really start a channel up is find one game that has at least an okay following. It doesn't even need to be that big, but just make it your channel like extremely niche around it. Just pick like a few games and then just like focus it entirely around those. I was looking at the Gems of War the Gems of War community was already built up quite nicely, just from, well, the community itself, because they all came over from like the Puzzle Quest games and everything like that. So I didn't really have much work to do in that regard. It was mainly just making content and guides and stuff for it. So that ended up helping me out a lot. But yeah, definitely use forums for whatever games you end up using. I'm not really huge on using like Reddit and all those kind of things, or social media, but definitely looking into them helps out a lot for sure. And just going into the actual forums of the specific games that you play. And try to get to know the people there and stuff like that. Hey, 5 gem keys, that's not too bad. Do I do this full time? As of currently, yes. I do this as my only means of money at this current moment in time. As far as full-time hours, I don't actually technically do it full-time hours, though. Probably could be putting a little bit more time than what I'm doing at this exact moment in time. But, yeah, currently I only put, like, what, 20 hours into content a week? 30 hours? It tends to vary. Depends on the week and what actual side videos we end up covering. But, yes, as far as money is concerned, I do this as my full means of making money at the moment. It's a relatively low amount of money. It's only several thousand per year. It's not even 5 digits per year. But I really enjoy doing it and have a lot of fun. But yeah, I will be looking into other means of work probably soon, if nothing else. If the channel doesn't grow much more in the next, by the end of the year. Because if it doesn't grow to at least like 10,000 a year, then I will need to start looking into other ways to subsidize some of the rest of that cost. I'm actually looking into the devs and stuff. There might be some way that I might be able to go and get some of that way, which would make it a lot more convenient, because that would allow me to take it on more of like full-time hours as well, to actually dedicate more of the time to it to start creating content. Plus, they might have specific things that they might want me to start doing. Could also look into sponsorships and stuff like that. I've been trying to avoid those though, because I know how annoying those could be. But yeah, I technically could sell out, but I don't intend on really doing that. Unless I really desperately needed the money, but at this current moment in time, I'm not that desperate for money that I need to sell out, so I shall not be. I intend to never do so, but, you know, if it comes down to that point eventually, maybe I might have to, but highly, highly doubt I will. And if I did, it'd probably be something pretty relevant. I wouldn't obviously never advertise anything that's extremely shady. If I was to ever advertise something, it would be something that I legitimately find interesting, or something that someone came to me and I just found it to be a referable source. You're bad at self-promotion? I'm pretty bad at self-promotion too. I am pretty bad at it too. Luckily, word of mouth has kind of been probably the biggest way that my channel has actually grown. That and people just searching for it, because I'm one of the only few people, essentially these days, I'm like the only person who even bothers making Gems of War content on a regular basis, like guides and stuff. So that's pretty helpful too. If you know any game that you play and there's like no guides for the game, just start making some. That's actually how I started before I even did the YouTube channel. I was just making like some random guides on the game, and I noticed there was a lot of interest in them, so I just kept making guides, and eventually I started making some on the YouTube channel, and then yeah, here we are now. But yeah, it pretty much just started as that. Like the first videos I ever had, some of which are already privated, were basically just guides for some various games that were just kind of posted onto this channel. I believe the very first video that was actually posted on the specific channel was just me posting it on, there's one on, oh, what's it called? A indie game called Unepic, which is just a standard Metrovania kind of style game and more of an RPG aspect. It's basically an RPG with an RPG. It's kind of funny. Meta. RPGception. But, yeah, I ended up making like a few guides from that, which I believe are privated at this point. But, or most of those initial ones. But I believe actually they're unlisted, not privated, because I still have them up on the, they're still up on the, like, the forum thing there where I did the guides, but they're, like, unlisted so they don't show up on my YouTube channel. Yeah, Unepic is a really fun game. I've never actually streamed it, though I believe the game's pretty dead these days. I played it more when it was, like, right in its prime. I actually have over 1,000 hours in the game. Used to know quite a few people in it. It's actually how I found Gems of War, by the way, which is kind of funny. If I never played Unepic, I would never have found Gems of War. One of the people who I was playing with at the time, back when the game was like really popular, or Unepic, or at least as popular as its peak was, one of my friends in there ended up making a guild in Gems of War. It was the Black Hand, which actually recently became pretty big. He doesn't run anymore. He stopped running after like a month or two. And at that point, I ended up leaving the guild as well, just to join a random guild. Because at the time, I was in college and everything. Hey, 4 gem keys. And I didn't want to run a guild of my own, so I just abandoned the guild. Just joined a random one. So for the longest of time after that, it was kind of a dead guild. Recently, he came back to life. But regardless, he showed me the game. Or not really. I saw that he was playing it. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I would just talk to him. So I was like, okay, we'll join the guild. Built the guild together. And I didn't make it myself because I didn't want to pay whatever the gold cost was at the time. I think it was only like 5,000 gold. Yeah, at the time, that was like a lot of gold, so I didn't want to bother putting that out. But, yeah, that's pretty much how I found the game. And one thing led to another, and here we are, 3.5 years later. So we'll throw that in there, which is kind of funny. Okay, we'll go and take green. But you can do that for almost any new game that ever gets released. As long as it has like a couple hundred players at any given time, and several thousand overall, it'd probably be enough to build a channel around, assuming that the game is going to be increasing in the future. Of course, if it keeps dwindling down, then it won't really work. I was planning on actually doing that to the MMO that ended up coming out. What was that called? Oh, I forget what it's called now. It's, oh, you can tell I haven't played it for a while. Oh, what was that one MMO called? It's probably somewhere still on my desktop. I'm trying to find it right now. I can't find it. Albion Online, I was going to go and do it with. But I noticed that the player count was just dwindling down. Plus my interest with it was also dwindling down. Because they were doing some really shady things with the game. As far as how they had it monetized. So I was like, nope. And apparently a lot of people were saying that too. Because their player count has just... is like 0 right now. Essentially. I'm surprised it's still like online right now. But yeah, I really like the concept that they went with, though, Albion Online. I don't know if there's any MMO that has done that really well. Probably. But it's basically a whole, it's like a resource gathering thing, where it has, like, PvP areas. You have to go and, hey, if you want these really nice resources, you gotta go in this extremely dangerous PvP area to go and get them. It's actually one of the aspects that I really like about RuneScape 2, though they haven't really done too many good updates for it as of recently. They did one last year. But I like games that have PvP areas that have resource gathering, where basically, if you want those really nice resources, you have to go into the PvP area and go get them. I really like games that combine skilling plus PvP aspects. And in MMOs, that's probably one of my absolute favorite kind of contents to do, is any game that combines the two of them. Okay, we're going to throw a Sunbird in there. Also, almost every single MMO I ever play, I do it for the skilling aspect. The skilling and the economy aspect, more so for the PvP. But I do like having the PvP elements just as a little side thing for fun. And I generally don't really do PvM too much, though I have been getting into it a little bit more in various games. The only big problem I generally have with PvM, though I guess technically most games have this problem, is they become really predictable what on earth they're going to do every single time. Because you can only code every NPC so much, and they're a lot more predictable than what a player will ever be. That's the only real big thing holding back Gems of War 2 in most of these battles. Luckily, the random aspect comes from the board itself, and more so, you're more so almost playing for the board than really how the AI is really acting. But, yeah, it can become an issue. But Gems of War has enough random aspects to it that it doesn't really become much of an issue, I don't feel like. But there are some games where it just becomes like super stale because the AI just becomes way too predictable on all endgame content. Let's see. We'll throw a Ran in here. And dead. Could you make an updated guide for beginners sometimes? Addressing specifically what? Just in general? You found your old one on spending resources on top 10 tips and very helpful. Oh yeah, I did do that video ages ago. There's been a lot more resources added since then, hasn't there? Yeah, that was one of the most popular videos I believe we've done on Gems of War ever, actually. So we could definitely do an updated one. Actually, that does remind me. I haven't even checked that recently. What are our 5 most popular videos that are Gems of War related. I know my top 5 videos in general that are most popular on this channel, not a single one of them I don't even think is Gems of War, which is kind of funny. But that's mainly because other games obviously have bigger player bases than this game, even though Gems of War is pretty large, but of course there's others out there that have way larger. What am I looking for again? Oh yeah, my channel, and I'm actually curious what those 5 are. Yeah, we could definitely remake them if any of them are guides off of older stuff. Let me see, what are our top 5? So, let's see. Our top 5, let's see what they are currently. Stardew Valley. Let's see, Clickbait Stardew Valley. Clickbait RuneScape. Super Clickbait Stardew Valley. Semi-Clickbait RuneScape. And top 10 tips for new players is actually the 5th. Interesting. So that's eventually going to be taken over by the super ultra clickbait RuneScape one. Anyways, so our top 10 for Gems of War is top 10 tips for newer players. So apparently, yes, we will need to go do an updated one for that, because I'm pretty sure, well, while all those are relevant, there's a lot more things that can be said for sure. Next best would be the soul farming one that we went over. We already did an updated one of that, and I can't really update it much more than that because nothing has changed since the one I updated on, so can't really do much there. The 20 to 50 map team, I already did an updated video on that. That's can't be updated anymore. The next one is the soul farming updated one, and surprisingly, some random best loop team video I did just randomly one day from ages ago. This thing is ancient. I have no clue how that's still one of them. Also, some random video I did on Stardew Valley. What? The crap pot video I did for Stardew Valley actually blew up out of nowhere. I need to go do some more random Stardew Valley videos. Gosh. The game actually, I think, came back a little bit too because it recently got multiplayer. Seriously? A random video I just did has like 21,000 views for it. I don't understand how things get so many views sometimes. Like, some of the videos I just did out of nowhere. Like that one loop video I did for Gems of War. That, I don't know, just like a kind of random thing I did one day. But, I don't know, some things just randomly take off for no reason whatsoever. It's kind of odd. Okay, we'll go through firebombs now. The only annoying part about that is sometimes you'll put like a lot of time into a video, and then it'll get like 1,000 views, and it's like, aw. And then it like never blows up. It's like, aw. There's like the things that you think might end up doing really well, like do amazing, and then like that one video that you just happen to do a little bit low effort on, just like blows up out of nowhere. And I find that funny because almost every single one of my really popular videos are almost some of my least effort videos I've ever done. Yet some of the, like, my really in-depth RuneScape guides I've done have, like, 1,000 views. And other stuff like that. It doesn't make sense sometimes. Let's see. Oh, you just did 21 gnomes and you finally found your first vault key. Congrats. Very nice. Yeah, we haven't found a vault key for a while now. We're probably going to go the rest of this stream without finding another, unfortunately. But we found, like, 6 this stream, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's a really solid amount, so I'm not going to complain with that. Really nice, regardless. Let's see. Oh, you've been considering doing a should you play style of reviews for free-to-play games, like Gems of War and Warframe? Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a pretty big fan of free-to-play games. Almost every single game I ever play tends to be free-to-play. But that's mainly because one of my favorite genres is MOBAs, and generally every MOBA has to be free-to-play to be able to compete with the other MOBAs that are free-to-play. So they kind of have to be just because the genre kind of is almost mandatory that it is that way. But yeah, I generally do mostly just play free-to-play games. Very, very rarely would I go into many other things. There are a few others, mainly things like more casual games, platformers, strategies, stuff like that. Might be some of the only kind of things that aren't free-to-play that I do kind of get into on occasion. Also might eventually look into Nintendo Switch if they keep adding nice new games too. Because there's quite a few titles on there that I am interested in kind of looking at and messing around with. Eventually the price of it will probably go down soon though. That or even just get used ones off of eBay or something. Pretty sure they've gone down pretty low on that. Haven't actually checked them. Actually, haven't been on eBay for, gosh, feels like almost a year now. It's been a while. Ever since I bothered, or ever since I stopped selling stuff on, I've almost never checked it ever again. I don't know, just haven't really been dealing with it as of recently. And even Amazon. I don't think I've been on Amazon for about a year. I got some stuff like 2 Christmases ago for some people and stuff, as well as for myself, and that was like about it. And down it goes. Alright, we'll get the firebomb down. And we'll take the blues of skull, throw and dead. Yeah, I actually don't normally mind the grind in many games, but of course you have to make it at least fun and feel rewarding in a way. But I actually don't really mind really long games that have long grinds. I've still, to be able to make more content, I've still been on some of my free time grinding out old school RuneScape. And I still am not even like halfway there, but that's mainly because I've been doing like AFK methods while doing other actual stuff during my day. Because you can AFK in that game for like 1 to 5 minutes approximately. Some instances even like 20 minutes, and still be able to get decent rates for progressing in the game. But yeah, the game has about like a 2,000 hour grind, 2 to 3,000 until you hit Endgame, and it's even longer the way I'm doing it. Because I'm doing it in a way where you don't actually have to do it. Like, for example, I'm doing it literally right now as we're doing the full rate of this. You guys probably don't even notice it, but literally every stream I've done in, like, the last year, I've been playing RuneScape simultaneously. That is how little impact... that is how little you need to go and click on that game. Is every single stream. Literally every single one, for a few exceptions. But almost every single stream I've done since then, I've had it open. It's just so easy to maintain while doing, like, literally anything else. So, yeah. Let's see. You stopped playing Smite because of the community? Is Smite's community pretty bad? I actually did consider getting into that game, but I never did. I was really considering it, but just didn't bother. I don't know why I didn't bother, but, well, a good thing I didn't then. Also, another game that I'm probably going to get back into, though I don't know how big of a community it has, but still, I absolutely love the game. Roguelikes are a big... the genre of roguelikes I absolutely enjoy. And one game that I've been meaning to get back into is... oh, wow, that's an awkward moment when I forget its name right as I'm about to say it. The Darkest Dungeon, I've been meaning to get back into. If I'm not mistaken, they're releasing expansion next month. It's going to be a DLC thing, but I haven't tried the other DLC, so assuming they'll probably discount the other one, I'll probably just get both at once, and yeah, go check out what the expansion's all like. It's been a little while since I played it. Maybe I might need to preemptively play it a little bit just to kind of get back into the groove of the game, because gosh, is it annoying. There are so many annoying mechanics in that game, but it's a lot of fun. Really makes a good roguelike, though, overall. It's, I would say, hands down, the best roguelike I've ever played. By a pretty large margin. Never really cared for the Binding of Isaacs that much, mainly because I don't really care for shooters as much. Like any kind of shooter. Even if it's just like directional ones as well. Oh, you have 3 event keys, that's pretty nice. But I also don't care for FPSs and stuff like that either. Never really cared for the genre. Yeah, RuneScape Classic is shutting down, I did see that. RuneScape Classic and Old School RuneScape are 2 completely different things, though. RuneScape Classic is basically what the game was back in like 2001, 2002, 2003. Old School RuneScape is basically a 2007, basically in 2013, they, or 2012, I believe they released Evolution of Combat. I wasn't around back then, but it was the most controversial change that they ever made, and everything therefore basically made the game into RuneScape 3, or what is basically referred to as RuneScape 3 these days. But essentially, they ended up getting a lot of backlash, and private servers ended up getting created and all this. And eventually, they were like, okay, why don't we just go and use this market? They tried and look at old backups of the game, and they found a 2007 version. So basically, they made a 2007 version of RuneScape called Old School RuneScape. And now they start updating that. They've been doing that for 5 years now. I think it's been like 5 years, 3 months or something. And it's actually more popular than RuneScape 3 now, which is basically what the main game is. So their old school version of the game, back when it was in 2007, is more popular than their 2018 real version of the game, which is really funny. It's actually getting a pretty major update soon, too. Theater of Blood, which I don't know if I'll be participating in. I don't have anyone to actually do it with. Need to go find people. But, I don't know, I might bother with it. Seems like an interesting update. It's like a whole little vampire area in there. I forget what that area is called. Forget the proper name for it, but yeah, it should be fun. Yeah, Darkest Dungeon is a absolutely amazing game. I don't have too many hours in it, but it is, I probably should. I only have one actual real full playthrough for the game. But, I don't know, I should really revisit it more. I'm a complete noob at the game, though, so I couldn't really do guides or anything, but playing it casually. Playing it casually. One does not simply play that game casually. But, yeah, it is something I do need to revisit, that game. It is really amazing, if you haven't tried it already. Let's see. You're curious if it will be the same when World of Warcraft ends up bringing back its pre-thing. Oh yeah, World of Warcraft did go down the same route, where they're basically, it's an MMO that's making an old school version of its own MMO. It would be funny if that does become more popular. It's what happened with RuneScape. It has about, actually let me go check it right now. Let's go check normal RuneScape and old school RuneScape. If you check the normal RuneScape page, it's a little bit misleading how many players are playing. Because if you check RuneScape, if you just go runescape.com, the number of players playing that it shows on this screen is the amount that are on old school and the normal RuneScape. But if you click over to old school RuneScape, it's only showing the number of old school RuneScape players. So currently there's 82,910 players playing between old school RuneScape and RuneScape. But if we take the number playing on RuneScape and minus that from the other number, that is how many people are playing RuneScape right now. So there's 57,147. So if we take both of those numbers, we could see what the difference is. So we could obviously see immediately that there's more people playing old school RuneScape right now. But if we go and minus this... oops, I'm doing it the wrong way. Oh wait, never mind, I can do it that way. It's just going to be a negative number. Let's see, minus that by 82,910. So there are currently 25,763 people playing RuneScape, but there's almost twice as many playing old school RuneScape. Wait, is that actually accurate? Wait, maybe that is the actual number there, because that seems way too off if that is indeed actual double the amount of people on old school RuneScape. Though that could be slightly misleading though if that is the case. Mainly because there are a lot more bots on old school RuneScape, but still it wouldn't have made that big a difference. But yeah, for whatever reason, old school RuneScape does not have as good bot detection. Not that there's no bots on RuneScape 3, but I don't know, there's just a lot more rampant on old school for whatever reason. Like if you ever go into any free-to-play world on old school RuneScape, you'll notice that immediately. It's just, all you see is basically bots everywhere. We'll go through a firebomb down. But I think the biggest reason for that is mainly because companies keep getting greedier and greedier. I think Gems of War, not like you would for a game like this, but if Gems of War was to make like a version of the game from like 2 years ago, it would legitimately be more popular than the current state of the game that it is in right now, probably. While it had a lot less content, it had a lot more strategy. And it was also a lot simpler and easier for newer players to grasp. Though, then again, it also didn't have as much to do, because really back then, the only three things you had to do was basically PvP, Arena, and Treasure Hunt, which in a way is kind of almost all what you have right now, but of course you have a lot of the guild-related modes. You have a lot more communication, too, with your guilds that you can do with things. You have the pets, and you have way more selection of troops. Back then, there was about 200. Now we have over 500. I will go get a Sunbird down. And dead. You had a lot of fun in Darkest Dungeon until they randomly killed your max level dog in something that was supposed to be an easy run. Yeah, you could really easily lose anything at any point in that game. For almost no reason whatsoever. But I don't actually mind that too much. The only time when it's really annoying in that game is when it had absolutely like nothing to do with your skill or anything. It just like decides, hey, we're gonna just destroy you right now, and then it's like just instantly crits, and then boom, you're dead. But I do like that. It has a lot of really tense moments in it. And it makes it so you have to build actual team compositions, like how you build Gems of War. It actually reminds me a lot of Gems of War as far as how you actually build your team in that game. Because it's the exact same thing as far as like a 4-composition team setup, where you have a lot of different combinations to choose from, and you can use multiple of the same. And you have to level up, trait certain things, get certain aspects on each one, and decide what you actually want to go do. Of course, there's no kind of like modifiers or anything in this game other than traits, but that's a static modifier. It's not like any kind of specific one that you could add to them, but still. I do find their team building concept to be pretty similar. Of course, the actual gameplay is drastically different, but team building is really just pretty much the same in those two games. Or at least I find it to be. There's a lot more team movement in Darkest Dungeon, though. There are very few methods that you can use to shuffle up your team or move enemy teams in this game. Whereas in Darkest Dungeon, that's like a really huge mechanic. Like, I think about the third of the things in Darkest Dungeon have some kind of capability of movement in one way or another, if not more. Yep, I got another gnome. Also, I'm probably going to be heading off for now, so if anyone else has any other questions, let me know, or anything else you wanted to just go talk about or mention real quick. But yeah, if I did bring back Darkest Dungeon, would you guys be interested in that? I've been meaning to bring back Stardew Valley too, and I still haven't done like their multiplayer or anything. But I've been basically just doing Gems of War as of recently. It would be cool to get back into a couple other games. I don't know if I'll be doing like any kind of big series, but I might just start doing like a casual just stream where I just like randomly stream some game and we just kind of just chill and do stuff. Because I haven't really done that. Like every single time I try bringing a game, I just like try bringing it as a series. And I feel like that makes it a little bit overwhelming, because when I make a series for something, like let's say we're going to do X completion on this, and I don't know, it just makes it like a weird obligation, and then we can't do other things. But if we go and just like randomly stream just a game, and just do it for fun, and just do that for a bunch of various games, I think that might work out pretty well. Like no obligation to finish out any series, just kind of get into it, mess around with stuff, and just, you know, just play a game, basically, for what it's supposed to be. So, yeah, we could definitely go do that. And 4,000 gold to end it out with. And there we go. What do you think about Flesh Ripper, that new weapon that came into the game? They're actually adding a whole line of armor-piercing weapons. And yes, the Flesh one actually is decent. I forgot to go over it on Monday, because I just assumed it was like all the other weapons. I didn't even look at it. But yeah, it's actually really nice. If we click on Unowned, I don't know if they fixed it yet. No, they haven't fixed it yet. If you go click on Unowned, you can see all the new Ripper weapons that they're going to be adding. They're basically all Mangs, except not Mang. Instead of increasing your attack, they do other things. So, for example, this one destroys all their armor and then deals 30 damage, and gives all allies to attack, boosted by armor boosted. Okay, that one's kind of like Mang. It's like, these aren't like Mang. Well, that's Mang pretty much, except it's AoE instead of targeted. But let's say, like this one, for example. It steals all of an enemy's armor, and if the enemy is a boss, so that means you get to accumulate it as well. So let's say they have 100 armor, you take it, you claim it for yourself, and then places death mark on all other enemies. So this one is, of course, particularly made for running in raids, because you would use this on the raid boss, and then it would death mark the other 3, assuming that they can be death marked. So that one's probably going to come out through raids. This one's probably going to come out through invasion on one of the weeks. It destroys all of an enemy's armor, gives all allies 26 life. That's based on its magic +1, and is boosted by armor destroyed, and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of these armor tiering weapons that are going to be coming into the game that, if you don't own a Mang, will be pretty nice to use. Mang is still better than every single one of them, but there are some niche instances where they might be better, or might be worth using. And compared to the weapons that they've been adding, these are actually pretty decent. But yeah, I don't believe these are going to be Mang replacements, personally. Very, very rarely. But mainly, the only time you'd really replace it is if the coloration is needed. Obviously, if you're using a lot of browns and reds on your team, you wouldn't necessarily want to do a Mang. So like this weapon's probably going to be near useless, since you'd always just use Mang instead. But some of these other ones, particularly ones that don't have any brown or red in it at all, like these 3, could have a decent amount of potential, simply because it would be something different other than Mang, while still basically being Mang. So these do have potential. But yeah, as far as Flesh Ripper, it, I believe, does additional damage based on the armor tiered. So it tiers all the armor, and then essentially does true damage. So let's say it tiers 90 armor. You then do 30 additional damage at a 3-to-1 boost ratio for 54 total. That's not really going to do too much HP damage, but that might be enough that if you throw it into whatever the 3x, 4x, 5x troop is, you'll be able to land a kill. But yeah, I would highly advise making sure to get this weapon. Pretty much all of these weapons, if you haven't been. I don't know how many extra spare resources you have, But particularly this one and probably a few other ones would be pretty good to go for, if nothing else. But yes, these armor-tearing weapons are pretty nice. While they are pretty niche in when you would use them, especially if you don't have Mang, they are highly considered going for. Mang you get a 40 red, 40 brown hero mastery, by the way. But you only get it specifically from the leveling up hero mastery. Have I ever tried Faster Than Light? Yes, I have tried it some. It's a lot of fun. We could definitely stream that at one point. I am by no means the best at that game. But, yeah, we could definitely go play it some. Yeah, Faster Than Light I did enjoy. Never really got too many hours into it, though. Not quite sure why. I just felt like it was never really progressing that much when I was going through it. I know roguelikes normally aren't as big on progression kind of things. Normally roguelites are more like that, and I actually am probably more of a roguelite player than a roguelike player. It's probably one of the other reasons why I don't care for Binding of Isaac, some of them more. Like the really serious, like roguelike ones, where it's kind of like the same thing each time and you don't gain too much progress from each additional one. Like, I do like games with progression, where you do keep getting like some kind of additional benefit every single time, and even if that's kind of small. But some roguelikes are pretty much like the same thing every single time in a way. Well, they still have the variation aspects, but I mean that as in, when you first start out, you have about the same amount of like basically roguelikes where you have the same amount of capability from your first playthrough compared to if you already played like 10 playthroughs or something. Those are the kind of roguelikes I don't tend to care for as much. They either have to have variation through the difficulty or specifically from actually something progressing as far as like gear or something else that you get to bring from things to thing, which of course isn't really in the roguelike fashion. It's more like roguelite, but yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of details to them. It's really... there's a lot of different aspects within a roguelike that can make it nice or not so good. Depending on people's preferences and stuff like that. I don't know. But, yeah, it's definitely a genre I would like to play more on the channel, even though I barely ever played it at all in the past. Why we got 2 codes? I always give out 2 codes every Friday or Saturday, or at least recently I have been, for like the last several months. Soon I will be doing more so, like, more towards 1 per day than doing like 2 on Friday, Saturdays like that. But I'm just waiting till Salty gives a normal higher amount before I do that, or else we're going to deplete through them really way too quick if we do it that way. Let's see. The Sword of Stars, never heard of that. Might need to look at it later. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off for now. Going to grab lunch/dinner, and we'll be back in 7 hours from now to go do the Guild War, to do raids tonight with the goblin stuff, as well as this, whatever else we're going to be completing out. Plus, hopefully we'll find some more gnomes. So apparently we've completed out this event. So 9 free event keys right there. That alone is a bunch of goblin rockets. Can you request a Let's Play of Hand of Fate? Hand of Fate, Hand of Fate. Why does that sound familiar, but I've never heard of it? Let's see. I'm trying to think of what that is. But yeah, I don't know if I'd really do Let's Plays again. That was kind of the thing I was saying, where I was trying to avoid doing those kind of things. And just kind of just go into it and just play it some, rather than actually dedicating a series to it. But I can look into it. But yeah, I'll probably stick to initially more things that I've already known and have played some. And probably more so roguelikes and maybe some MOBAs here and there. But mainly just roguelikes. Roguelikes since I guess Stardew Valley. I do like those kind of like really casual ones, like Stardew Valley. That's like a super ultra casual game, but it's like super ultra relaxing. It's like if they made the essence of relaxing and then made it into a game. That's pretty much what it is. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Best of luck with the gnome grinding, if any of you are going to be farming them out to try to get a bunch of resources. Definitely highly advise doing it. They did buff vaults, as I mentioned. Did a video on that. Did a bunch of them during the stream. We opened like 5 or 6 of them. A lot better than what it was before. We got slightly lucky, slightly unlucky on some of them. But overall, I do feel like it is worth trying to go and specifically hunt down gnomes. Of course, if you are looking for them, best place to do it is in things like Explore, 1 Trophy Casual PvP, or Arena. Those are the best 3 locations to try to find gnomes. One other 4th location they could do it in is spam challenges, particularly if you haven't done them yet. Would be a good week to go and go through all your challenges, clear through them. I'm personally not doing that yet, but sometime in the future we'll probably do that. Who knows? But we'll do that eventually. But that's a good way to go and accumulate a lot of battles very quickly, and those should have the chance of finding gnomes on them as well. But anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much for coming down. Enjoy your weekends. And goodbye, everyone. Oh, also, I didn't even mention a single time, mainly because it's not that relevant. But for any of you that do care, there is currently a gem sale going on in celebration of Memorial Day. So it goes all the way until the Monday reset time, if I'm not mistaken. But if any of you are interested, they have like some kind of small discount thing on these. Not really that worth going for, unless you've just been wanting to throw gems at something for something. But yeah, if any of you are interested in that, there is that. And yeah, that's the only thing I forgot to mention this stream. Forgot about that. Anyways, why haven't you done them yet? Why haven't I done what? Let's see. I only had 2 left? No, I still have more codes. Salty gave me a bunch of them. I only had 2 left before Salty gave me more, but she gave me more last night. So that's why I gave out 2. Yeah, she gave me more last night. I forget if I mentioned that. Oh, haven't I done them yet? The challenges? Oh, I haven't done the challenges yet just because, oh no, I just haven't bothered. There's no incentive structure to do them. Because the main reward you get from them is souls. And we don't need... Excuse me. We don't need more souls. You actually gain more souls by using Fairish Raw and a soul farming team just from constantly repeating it against a battle than you do from doing the casket battle things. Because those are only about, like, I think if you had an infinite number of these to go and hit through, even if you were doing a slight soul farming team to kill them out with, like, Dragon Soul or something, you would only be getting about 30,000 souls per hour with, let's say, like, a Dragon Soul team to clear these out. Maybe 40,000 at best. But if you use Fairish Raw, you could easily hit, like, 50,000 if you run, like, a double, triple Fairish Raw team. So, I guess technically you could try running a double, triple Fairish Raw team in these two. I don't know what that rate would be, though, because I've never actually tested that at all. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm saving all my kingdoms. I want to test what the soul gaining rate could be if you were to try soul farming during these. I know there's a finite amount of them, but still, I'm kind of curious what that rate comes down to, which is kind of why I've been waiting on them. There's actually about 10 kingdoms, if not more, that I haven't done the challenges on, and I will eventually be doing a video on something related to that. I'll probably be doing it with more early game stuff, though. I won't be using Fairish Raw to test it. I'll be using, like, Triple Warlock Valkyrie and probably testing it with, like, a Dragon Soul related team of some sorts. But I won't be using the Fairish Raw version just because no early game player would have one Fairish Raw, and nor would they have multiple. They might have one at most, but it'd be unlikely they would have 2 or 3 or something like that, or an Umber Wolf fully traded. So, yeah, I would be testing it kind of like early game to see what kind of rates it would actually give. But I need enough data for it to test it for at least like 10 minutes because the way that challenges go, you could wipe through challenges so ridiculously quick. Each one of these, we're going to get like 3 down per minute. So like this entire kingdom is like, what, 5 minutes right there? So you would need a lot of them to be able to test higher, longer amount of times. Can you quickly try the Avena 3x Azarus team in Golvania challenge? You'll be surprised. Sure, I'll go check it real quick. Which Golvania challenge were you referring to? I assume the one with all undead. Let me just go check it real quick, and then we'll end at that. So we'll go on, that's not the one that you're referring to. Challenges, fights. This one is fine, so let's just go test it real quick. We'll go overwrite this one. And let's go Avena, triple, Avena. And we need triple, what was the other thing we needed? Where'd it go? Oh, it's just triple Azarus. Never mind. I thought it was something else. Okay, Azarus. Already have the thing ready to go. And we'll go test this. So we need to go caster. Instant kills everything. But yeah, we'll be able to kill it pretty quick. But that's not really the factor at play here. Actually, I believe we could put it all the way to Warlord 3. How much damage? Triple. Warlord 2. How much damage would that come out to? Yeah, I think we could do Warlord 3, actually. So we'll go do it on Warlord 3 for the extra amount of souls. Because that should still be one shot. Oh, we could almost do it on Warlord 4. There we go. Okay, so we need to go and double shot these. We could go take the skulls and go take all those everywhere. So we'll go through this, get the poke. So this will give us almost all of our souls. And then we'll just go for a poke, into hopefully casting her one more time, because we do need that in order to get the max capacity of souls. And it would defeat the purpose not doing that. So let's go and try taking a turn or two to get our mana, and then take it out. So that was about, what, 20 to 30 seconds? Let's say it's about 30 seconds or so. And we end up getting 370. Hey, a pet. Well, we'll go do that. Not during the stream, though. But 378. I would have to test this for a long amount of time. But let's just assume we can do this super quick. And let's say 80 per hour. Let's say 80 per hour. So 80 times 378. Oops, I typed that in wrong. 80 times 378. And that comes out to a soul gain of 30,000 per hour. Huh. You are correct. That actually is quite a bit above average. Interesting. Because we're capable of doing on the higher difficulty, which is the main thing that's making that go that much higher, I believe. Because normally we'd be on quite a bit lower of a one, like Warrior 2 or even lower than that. That 25% can make quite a bit of difference. So yeah, that is, we'd actually have to test it for a long amount of time. Of course, that was like extremely average based on one single battle. But, yeah, let's say it only won once per minute. What does that bring it down to? Because of course, battles could go slower and stuff like that. Let's say it was 1 per minute, because we need a double cast too. So let's just say it's 1 per minute, because maybe we'll get less souls and other stuff. So if that is the case, it's 22,680. So if it is more towards 1 per minute, it is pretty much right at the average. But, yeah, that is actually pretty interesting. It does have potential. Though it does require triple Azurich, which is quite a bit more expensive anyways. And if you were using a Dragon Soul team already, you would already have a pretty consistent at minimum, like 25,000 per hour. But yeah, we'd have to do a lot longer tests than just one battle. But, yeah, we'll test it sometime in the future and see what's up with that. And see how worth it is. But yeah, it's worth checking out later. We'll go and throw that onto a blue. And there we go. Anyways, let's check our mail. Oh, we're almost at all 6s for the gems. Let's go grab that. And that's from our level. And there we go. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Definitely pretty good. You could easily use that if you didn't want to use one of the other options, if you preferred it. On what level? The level depends on what you could kill it at. I think I could do it on Warlord 4 personally. But I believe newer players would probably have to do it on Warlord 2 or 3. Probably Warlord 3. Why are you a moderator? I don't know. YouTube's doing some really weird things. It keeps making people the owner of the channel, too. Yeah, YouTube's doing some really weird things. Yeah, look, you're a moderator again, and then you're not a moderator. I'm not doing that, by the way. It's just doing it by itself. I noticed people were becoming the owner of my channel as well, randomly. It was doing that earlier, too. It's being really weird. Like 5 Laptop, like about 10 minutes ago, showed as the owner, and a few other ones. Oh, no, it's something up with YouTube. YouTube's weird. It's for how big of a company YouTube is. They have a lot of glitches on their client, on the YouTube thingy, on their website. But anyways, guys, let me go head out for now. I'll see you all later. Enjoy your weekend. Best of luck with the gnomes. Best of luck with the vault keys. And yeah, we'll be back later tonight in about 6.5 hours from now. We'll be back tomorrow as well. Same time, about 3.5 hours prior to now tomorrow. We'll be back with basically exactly what we did today, grinding out the gnomes, finding as many as we can. And yeah, hopefully we get some good loot. We'll have another 2 redeem codes regardless. And yeah, I guess we'll see you all then. Goodbye, everyone. Enjoy the weekend. And see you all later.